Welcome to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast.
If you like a lot of wrestling on your YouTube, join our cult. Hello and welcome to the Cultaholic Weekly Podcast, starring myself, but with 30% less food poisoning than last week. That's right, the only way is up or down in my case. You're listening to the dulcet tones of Maffew, joined as always by the illustrious, fantastic, the 20 chicken McNuggets of a meal. That is Jack the Jobber. How you doing, pal?
I could have sworn that was going to be Adam. I don't know why. Just when you said McNuggets, I've got a memory of we did a punishment where Sam had to drink a blended McDonald's meal, so we ordered McDonald's, but also just cause Adam got a big box of McNuggets and occasionally would just dip in view of the camera, and just have one.
How many do you reckon you could do if you weren't eating anything on the side, no chippies or anything like that? How many do you reckon you could polish off?
It's a difficult one, isn't it? Because they feel like nothing, but that's got to add up, hasn't it? Like,
I reckon comfortably 40 if I was pushing myself, like 80 probably, but I wouldn't feel good afterwards. I don't know if I could do the 100 nugget challenge. I think is a thing.
Do you know, I've seen you do about maybe 2 or 3 eating based challenges since I've known you. I've never done one ever, so I don't know how I'd hold up.
I'm not especially good. We did like a hot dog eating contest in Florida, and I got absolutely...
That makes it sound like we went there for that.
It was on What Culture Extra. I had to pay for that.
Do you remember Jack the Vlogger? Yeah, that was Matthew. That was me running around with a GoPro at our shows.
£6 a month. Cheers.
But I'm not bad at... I'm not good. I'm sorry. I'm not good at film. I filmed an entrance with pyro and everything, but I had the GoPro the wrong way, so it's just me going, "Wow."
That sounds mid.
It's an embarrassing thing to do, though. Even you're fairly comfortable at the wrestling shows. There's nothing where I hate if we ever do the punishments where they're outside in front of people. When we were filming that thing yesterday. There was the predictions video.
There was some men unloading a van, wasn't there?
Yeah, there were people in the background, people walking past, and I'm there in a top hat with a wonky bow tie on, with a belt on me and everything.
Yeah.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah.
What you doing? Is it a student project? No, this is our jobs. This is what we do for a living. How are you?
I thought you stood to your guns and didn't go, yes, that's exactly what it is.
How are you, Matthew?
I'm good, but... that lovely aside, I have not introduced Mr. Adam Pacitti, the third voice. Who is the third voice? What side is he on of this week's podcast? Again, filling in for the lovely Ross. He wanted the best, so we had to bring Pacitti in. And I'm trying to figure out if Jack is... he's definitely a 20 chicken McNuggets in a box. That's the meal from McDonald's. What would you be? What is your go-to order?
Big Mac. I love a Big Mac.
You're a Big Mac.
Nothing competes. Wow. And I was talking about this the other day, and everyone in the chat was like, "Oh, Big Mac sauce. It's just it's just not burger sauce. What's the sauce that comes with it? Not rosemary. What's the
in the Big Mac?
Is it Thousand Island dressing that they were saying it was like? And it's just not. It's just not. I think the Big Mac sauce is just tip top. They sell for like £40 a bottle on eBay if you want a big bottle of it from McDonald's. Yeah, they're like gold dust. Like that McRib sauce is when goes for a fortune as well, doesn't it? People, we can't get it over here because of fryer space apparently, or the grill space rather. They can't do everything that they do. That's why we don't get the McRib over here. But it is a delicious sandwich.
This is good. This is a good start.
This is a great way to start it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, so how are you doing, Pacitti?
Trivia. Yeah, I'm okay.
The Big Mac himself.
I had a crap day yesterday actually because I'm getting the flooring done in the bedroom, and I didn't order enough flooring. I've got this really wanky herringbone flooring because I didn't know that it would cost it costs 4 times the amount to install. I can't afford to put it in, but I found a guy that would do it. He started doing it. It's like, how many boxes of this stuff have you got, mate? And I went, I think there's 13 there. And he did the calculations. Oh, you need 17 boxes. So I was like, okay. So I had to go to B&Q yesterday. They don't do it in store. Looked online. It's out of stock for the next 2 months. So I've got a half-finished floor. I'm just going to be treading on underlay, which is great because I love underlay, obviously, and the concept of.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got half a floor until they get it back in stock. And I've knackered my arms carrying that pissing concrete dog dog back yesterday.
Oh,
I bruised
did
Oh, it
my
was
you?
arms
heavy.
up.
It was heavy.
Seriously,
Right.
I would estimate that weighs about 35, 40 kilos.
Whoa.
I know concrete's heavy. I know it's a stupid thing to say. Obviously, concrete's going to be heavy. But I thought, it's not going to be too bad. And then when I got there to pick it up off the woman off Facebook Marketplace, I tried to lift it by the ears. She went, no, don't do that. You'll break the ears off. So I held it like that all the way, and it's bruised me. It's really, really heavy. And I cracked an ear doing it as well.
Cracked an ear?
Not mine, the dog's.
Oh! I was like, wait, you popped an eardrum. I went last weekend I was at Bethany's, and she was on a thing that was like Facebook Marketplace, but like a really informal version. It's like the Facebook group for her, like for that part of Heaton that she's from, like a bit in Newcastle. There's quite a lot of people there, quite a lot of cats in Heaton as well, as Maffew well knows. But there's a thing on it called like, I know you said the name of the bit where she lives now. Anyway, it was like it's called like free back alley. That sounds bad. Like free back alley, like marketplace or something. And there was a coffee table on it. Someone like 20 minutes before had put like, just throwing out this plain white coffee table. And I was like, I'll go and get that for you if you want. You just go to the back door and it's just there and you just pick it up. But I felt so dodgy. I was wearing like, my Adidas jacket. And I was just walking around the back alley.
It's an IKEA table.
Is it still there? And then walking back to hers with it.
At least you got it back. That's amazing though. That it's just
It was very light.
Free cycle was a big popular thing, wasn't it?
Oh,
for a while. I was looking at Facebook Marketplace today, and there was an ad. I found it here. I think they've already been taken offline, but it was a sponsored post. And it was just called, I've got the thing here, money notes available, grade AAA quality. And somebody's just selling fake banknotes on there. And I haven't actually messaged this. I clicked the ad to see more, but it's automatically opened up a conversation. Hi, please let us know how we can help you. So it looks like I'm trying to buy pissing fake banknotes now, which is annoying because I'm not. I'm not trying to. It's illegal fraud.
Yeah, I'm glad you've stepped up from last week's. I'm joining the Freemasons to hello. I'm buying fake currency online now.
Well, I'm not going to talk about the Freemasons anymore because I don't want to jeopardize my chances of getting in. It's a work in progress. It's still happening, but it's something that I don't think we should bring up.
Do you not?
Did
you read the T's and C's after the podcast?
It turns out there's a lot of work that needs doing in the house, right? Somebody was saying, I saw a comment saying Adam is like a real life George Constanza, I think the name was. Who's the little
Seinfeld?
ball? Yeah, because apparently that's the sort of thing that he would have done. But I didn't understand that they were. I thought they were just saying I look like George Constanza, and so I googled George Constanza, and I was like, oh, that's horrible. That's a horrible thing to say.
Oh, poor
No,
guy.
well, he's a little big dog.
Little big.
Are you well, Maffew? Have you had a nice week?
No, it's been rubbish, but today I've woken up and I feel great, so it's
Why, you
all
just
right.
been feeling poorly?
Honestly,
Yeah, that
I
food
don't know if
poisoning.
I don't know if it's a symptom of the food poisoning or being old, I guess, but like it used to be, a bit of food poisoning, whatever, Powerade, Lucozade, whatever, first aid, and then I'd be all right. But this thing just lingered around like a bad smell. So it was only yesterday I rang my nana and said, happy birthday, and she went, I went, all right.
What?
So,
Wait, what? No, go.
she doesn't get out much. So I said, what are you doing? He goes, I'm going to have tea soon. I went, oh, great. I mean, how is she able to be that old at that point in life? Oh, I know. She eats really unhealthy, and her body's just evolved, I guess, to adapt to it, because she's from Blythe. So I went and followed my nana's instructions. She didn't really. And got a fish. I got a chip butty with mushy peas. And that was it. I feel great now. I could run a marathon after that. Mm-hmm. So great.
I think it might be a coincidence. I'm not sure
No.
the chip butty with mushy peas.
No, it was that.
Okay, yeah, no,
My body
God
was
bless her,
going,
and
stop
happy
drinking
birthday
Huel.
to-
Stop
what's
drinking
her
Huel,
name?
Matthew.
Can you say her name, Mrs.
Oh, no, I'm not going to
Elderly
dox my
Greg?
nana. Be held to pay.
Fair enough.
She'll
All right,
know
well.
real Freemasons, and then I'll be the end of me.
Well, happy birthday to her. What did she get up to? Except for
Nothing.
Going, "Ugh."
Nothing for the elderly.
Oh, okay.
And
It's COVID as well, isn't it?
yeah, talking to me on the phone is the highlight.
It's nice, isn't it?
And the F1 started, so okay, she's got that. So
F1 and chip butties.
yeah, vroom
Classic Northern
vroom, chip
brand.
chip.
Should we do the
Let's do wrestling.
Yeah.
And now everyone's clicked X and gone, what is this? The big news that we got yesterday, I can't even believe this is a real thing. Zelina Vega returning to WWE? Question mark. Vega was at the WWE Performance Center in Orlando on Thursday this week, according to Fightful Select, so blame them. The chicken select of the wrestling menu. Word is that Vega was at the Performance Center for some sort of filming with the company. It was revealed that Vega was filmed walking into the Performance Center with Simone Johnson, the daughter of The Rock. There's no word if there's some sort of supplemental footage being filmed or if there's a plan for Vega and Johnson.
Anything that happens in WWE, the way that things happen these days is so random. People get pushed out of nowhere or forgotten about or released. And I always seem to put it down to Vince is just getting on a bit and he just forgets things. So I reckon one day he's just gone, where's that little girl? Just wondering where she is. And then someone's gone, well, you sacked her for, well, what was it for Twitch or OnlyFans?
OnlyFans, yeah.
You sacked her for, that. And he was like, no, I didn't. And now they've got to pretend around him like she's never... Yeah.
But what's the Simone Johnson thing? Do they have history?
Maybe she's just... I've got a prediction. Maybe Vega's coming back because NXT is a happier place. It seems to be anyway. And they've said, no, we'll have her. We'll get her in. And they've offered. And then she's going to be the manager of Simone Johnson, maybe.
Yeah, that could work, couldn't it?
Never know.
Yeah, that could be it. Like, Channel 4 said no, but More 4 is all right with her.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, the idea of saying, oh, no, we fired it. No, we didn't. Just pretend we didn't. Is an episode of Seinfeld starring George Constanza.
Is it really?
Well, it's kind of. He quits over Executive Bathroom, and then he's like, I shouldn't have done that. And then just go in next Monday morning and pretend you didn't quit. Just act like nothing's happened. Like, all right, and the whole episode.
And he got away with it.
Going, didn't you quit? What? No, why would you say that?
Sam told me I should be watching it because it's like one of the best TV programs I've made. I've never seen an episode. I think I've seen he does a bit of stand-up at the beginning of each one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's filler.
Okay.
He's like, we didn't film enough of the TV show, so here's me.
Sam told you to...
Why do they call them French fries when they're not even French?
Is that what that's from?
I just made that up, but that's the type of thing.
Oh, okay. Sam told me to...
Sam told you to join the Freemasons. He's like your spirit guy.
Yeah.
Tells you to do a lot of things.
Sam's a bad influence.
Yeah.
Well, you don't know if he's a bad influence yet. I might really enjoy Seinfeld, and I might really enjoy being part of the Freemasons cult.
They're very similar things.
Sam once told me to watch The Sopranos and then told me who dies in season 3. Like the sentence after.
What?
Like the sentence after. Which, in fairness, he didn't mean to do. He just got carried. It's just such a Sam thing. He just started talking about it. And just like, no, honestly, this is the thing. Pointing at his own leg. No, this is the thing. This is the thing. And then he told me who died. And I was like, well... luckily, this was long ago now that I forgot, and I haven't yet watched The Sopranos, so...
That's good.
It's
you
not
know
going to
somebody
affect it.
dies in
It's not going to
season
affect
3.
it. Well, I guessed that people would in The Sopranos.
Yeah. That's a spoiler. Yes, lots of people die. Zelina Vega's career dies, what remains to be seen. That segue. The news that Bayley's WWE WrestleMania 37 appearance was a last-minute addition. I don't think this was news everybody could tell.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, they didn't know what to do with it. I thought it was going to be something far more substantial. When she started teasing something on night one, she's like, I'm going to get my WrestleMania moment. I didn't think it was going to be getting whacked by the Bella twins. And I watched that back because I did it in the news yesterday. I watched that WrestleMania bit back. And because I was blabbing all over it on the live reactions, I didn't realise just how loud the boos for the Bellas doing that were. And she started calling out the Bellas as well, which is a match that I don't really want to see particularly.
Yeah,
No.
you want to look
either
at that
the Bellas
match but not touch it. Yeah.
That's the music. Brie mode's an awful theme, but I quite like it now. It's grown on me in its absence.
Yeah, it's like Rebecca Black's Friday.
And I really like that. So yeah.
Apparently she remixed that, didn't she? And now there's a really good version.
Maybe
was it like Saturday?
Well, it made me feel...
hard.
No, Saturday's a great song. She's done a song called Saturday. She actually has. No, she remixed Friday, and it made me feel old. I didn't get it, but all the kids were going, "This is great," and it sounded like noise to me. I felt like such an old man.
Right.
That's just noise. What's that?
Oh.
She's got to be getting on a bit, right? She's got to be like 30.
No, she was a kid when Friday came out. I think she was like 13 or something.
Right now.
Oh my god. Oh no.
Oh.
Oh no.
Pachidi.
She's 23. Yeah, it's still a bit. But I thought she was in her 30s, you know?
No.
Everybody was being nasty about the Rubbish Friday song, and she was a child.
She's a little girl, yeah.
That's a shame, isn't it? And the story was that she had just she had loads of money, and her parents made it for her or something, right?
It was like a make your own music video company, yeah.
I couldn't do any better. Fair play to her.
I want to know what the background's like, because there was a rapper in it. There was a rap verse in the original one, which didn't quite make sense. It was like listening to a rap in a dream. It didn't quite work. But then she re-released Friday on her YouTube channel, and she went, "Hey guys, it's just releasing Friday again," and the rap was cut out, and everyone went, "What's happened here?" And apparently, I think he might have been the owner of the company or involved with the company, and they fell out or something over rights to the song. Yeah.
I love that we now know about the law of Rebecca Black's Friday. Thank you. I never wanted to know, but I'm really happy I do know.
Saturday's a great song though.
She was 13 years old when everyone was being really nasty to her. Imagine it's bad enough being a grown-up and getting slagged off in the comments from time to time, but imagine being 13 and everybody ripping into you like that. Fair play to her for getting through and coming out the other side a bigger and better person.
Yeah.
Hall of Fame pick sorted.
I've already got. I've nominated Rebecca back within like week 5. I think.
Yeah,
That was fair enough.
it was on Jack's head. He already had it on his phone. Like, I got it. Damien Priest with other not really news, saying that if the relationship with Bad Bunny had not worked, his career would have been over.
Yeah, somebody told him backstage. You didn't say who it was, but they were like, "If you mess this up, you are done for, pal." And
if the celebrity guest that you kind of know or kind of go shove you, it doesn't work, you're getting the blame.
Yeah. It's been a really slow news week, actually, hasn't it?
It really has. I'm glad we had the McDonald's discussion at the start.
No wonder Bad Bunny was so good. Priest would have been dragging him into the performance center every day. Like, you need to be good for me here.
Yeah.
Wow.
What are you doing? That's a Frankensteiner. I called a Hurricane Rana. You're an idiot. And he's like, yeah. That was the very brief news, because every other bit of news relates to the bit of wrestling that we'll do later on. So let's end this segment on a high note.
Wait. Before we do, we didn't figure out what component of a McDonald's meal you would be. I would say a fillet of fish, personally.
No, I'm the 20. He introduced me. Oh, Maffew, sorry.
Yeah, Maffew, yeah.
I thought because you were looking at me in the Zoom call, you were talking to me.
No, you're down there for me. I think you can rearrange them. Shall I put Maffew up there?
I don't mind.
You can't move a video while on video.
Mine, right now, if I do go to Mackie D's, is the Chicken Selects. The Raichu to the Chicken McNuggets Pikachu. And,
Waste of time, but very poor value.
What are you on about?
You hardly get any.
They're a little bit spiced. They're a little bit spiced.
Oh, are they? Okay, I never go for them. I think they're overpriced. You go to Iceland for that.
They're quite big. Not
that big.
Not as big as you want them to be.
You get a centimetre ruler there.
Yeah, not as big as you...
It's a 15 centimetre fold in half ruler, if that.
Yeah. Oh, they're
Scorpio sized. Yeah. Anyway. So that is mine, because you can dip them in stuff.
Very good.
That's it. Thinking about food now, sorry. But yes, that was the intro.
Everybody get excited for the Cultaholic Hall of Fame!
Now it's time for everyone's favourite segment, the Hall of Fame. And in condescending order from last week, Rogue Traders, the famous British TV show with the guy who would go on to be a rogue trader. 12%.
Yeah, it's fair enough. I feel like if I'd put Matt all right, it would have probably done about 80-90%. I don't think people put 2 and 2 together. But that's, it's neither here nor there.
Yeah, I think if more people knew about the second thing, would have helped. But the concept of underlay, 43%. I bet you regret that.
43%, and it comes in second. Wow,
that's right.
That's a close race. That.
I mean, it was. This was like Michael Jordan and the rest of the Bulls, really. Little Big Fat Dog, 44%.
Oh,
near chance.
I think I messed that up because I think it was meant to be Wee Fat Dog, but I did that in a rush because I forgot to do it last week.
Little Big Fat Dog
still won.
Little Big Fat Dog's funnier. You've helped him.
We fat
Sorry
dog.
if I've ruined it for Underlay there. I do apologise.
Oh, it's fine.
That's how
I
underlay.
should just go with
you
an
know what?
animal. I should go with like a wobbly cat or something this week, shouldn't I? It's easy. It's easy win.
No, but
A lot
it is
of animals
Pachidi.
have won.
I've realised that not everybody listens. It's a small percentage, but not everyone listens to the podcast or follows the wonderful world of Cultaholic before going in to get the email. So, Rogue Traders, whatever, is that Star Wars? Concept of underlay. Don't know what that is. A little big fat dog. Click. So,
Yeah, I think it was Ross maybe who figured out the algorithm that you need to just have a funny title, just have a funny entry name, and then you boost your chances. One week we should all try and think of the most like maxed out Hall of Fame pick we possibly can.
Oh,
Not this week because I've got
but-
I've got a great one, lads.
It's got to be like fluffy NHS key workers. The concept of fluffy NHS key workers. Get the
in gravy.
Get the guild votes in.
yeah.
With Ross's
Nothing
jeans
against NHS key workers, by the way.
No.
That's an easy. Maybe I'll go with that. What is a fluffy NHS key worker?
No, it would be like the rabbit that supports our troops.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we need like a really patriotic.
And
like,
he's fat.
Yeah. He's got a limp.
Peter
He's just-
Rabbit holding an AK-47.
preferably related to one of us as well. That always
Yeah,
helps.
I'm gonna
Oh,
do
yeah,
this.
there we
I'm gonna go on Gumtree and get a dog,
Yes.
fatten it up,
Yeah.
kick its leg out,
Oh.
and then put a big British flag on it. Send it into
What
hospitals.
would you call it?
It's getting a bit
Funny
offensive, this, isn't it?
Pachidi name where it sounds offensive but isn't offensive.
Flappy or something.
Flappy.
Flappy,
Perfect.
yeah.
Nailed it.
Flapsy the fat NHS dog.
Flappy. Why is it called Flappy? Does he like to fly? No, because he's got flaps on the count of overfeeding it. And it's not good enough exercise. No, not after what I did with its legs. It
Oh
won't.
man, I hope someone does fan out of Flappy.
Fatten out a Flappy.
Wait, you go first, don't you, as the winner, Matthew? Sorry,
I do go first, sadly, after following Flappy, who doesn't exist yet. Due to the lack of social interaction I've had these past few months, which clearly has had no effect on me, I need to use this, someone said the Pachidi hotline, the podcast hotline, as I call it now, for the Hall of Fame picks. Because at work, on occasion every weekend, they like, all right, cool, Saturday or Sunday, we're doing a shift, we're going to Mackie D's, do you want anything? And I got sick of Mackie D's. And I went, no. You know what? I don't think my body needs this type of food right now. This is a bad idea. I'm still recovering from food poisoning. I feel 900 years old. No, thank you. I'll go across the street to Taco Bell, though. That'll be all right, because I haven't tried them. And I believe years ago I tried their the equivalent to the Saver menu, and I went, this is just rubbish, this. This is just air and mayo. Ugh. But this week I went, I need something, because I'm starving. And I had the volcano burrito. And I am kind of embarrassed, but maybe not. I have to see what the reaction is to this, and how much I enjoyed it. I went, my God, this is delicious. This is just swimming in MSG. This is exactly what I crave right now. To the point where, because I walk past it every day, I have to talk myself, don't get another one. No. Here boy, eyes here. Don't get a Taco Bell every day, mate. So yeah, it's Taco Bell's volcano burrito.
What was that guy called who ate McDonald's every day for the documentary?
Morgan Spurlock? Spurlock?
Morgan Spurlock.
Didn't
yeah.
he turn out to be a wrong un? I think he did.
What?
No, he's a documentarian, so
No.
people need to realise. When you say wrong, and I've not heard that, but I've heard him being like flexible with the truth, is what I've been told.
Yeah, look at this.
But they're all
personal
documentarians.
life
Is he actually
incidents.
personal life? But
Admitting to a history of misconduct.
Oh, Morgan.
Oh,
What
there's my Hall of Fame pick gone.
I thought you were doing Flappy.
No, 'cause then I've got
Flappy
to
the
get a dog
imaginary.
in.
Are you going to win with something that doesn't exist?
So wait, Matthews hasn't. Have you confirmed?
Matthews
yours,
was Morgan Spurlock.
No.
Matthews, what was it? The volcano burrito, Taco Bell's volcano
No, but I'm
burrito.
trying to think of a way of saying that though, because I need the amazing.
I've got to write this down. I've got to get these online.
Oh,
The
wait, I
amazing.
can't really tie anything in.
I
Can I?
can't
There's
really
it's
tie
near
anything
dogs,
in.
it's near relatives. I'm pretty sure Taco can't support the. Burrito can't support the NHS. No. I'm not going to win this, am I? No,
Okay,
I've
so
committed to it.
just Taco Bell's
Committed.
volcano burrito.
Taco Bell. No, just put Taco Bell.
Just Taco Bell.
Yeah,
Okay,
you know what?
make it.
Maybe other people like other things from the menu.
Yeah, because you're cutting out the part of the audience who doesn't like the really spicy hot stuff. I had Taco Bell I was really excited when Taco Bell was announced as coming to Newcastle because I'd never tried it before, and I've tried 2 or 3 different menu items from there, and it's too salty for me. It makes me feel really poorly.
Oh no.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything for me. But maybe it was good once, like you, I was going for the cheapy saver menu items, like it's a slice of processed cheese in a tortilla wrap,
Right.
£1. Yeah, I'll have some of that. Maybe I should try the taste explosion. That is the thing. You were second, weren't you, Jack? I bollocksed it with that Rogue Traders, didn't I?
So what you've done is you've...
You still have... I
Adam,
can see
what
you
you've
like,
done is-
yeah, Matthew, that was great.
a good
Yeah,
show.
Taco Bell,
Such a
look
good
at your
show.
phone going,
In the-
can't believe I
in the-
lost last week.
In this segment, Adam's nominated a joke pick that's not his real pick at the start, cutting off you. He's now cut off me and hasn't even made a pick. He's just talked about...
I was throwing to you.
It took off now, mate.
Sorry.
I think subconsciously I know I've got a video to do after this, and I'm like, come on.
I'm dragging this out.
Even though
I
know, but it's the podcast. I should have, if I really wanted to get the video done early, I should have done it last night. I should have known that the podcast would,
Yeah, and I'm going to sidetrack this as much as possible
Yes.
now. This is
Oh,
going
cheers.
7 hours.
It's our channel, mate. Sorry.
Pachidi, the Triple H
It's
main
only gonna-
event
in
of Cultaholic.
In a weird way, the longer the podcast goes, the longer it'll drag out the release of the podcast, because my video goes out in between shooting and putting out the podcast, if that makes sense. Yeah, so it's a weird self-defeating. Yeah, my nomination is a man named Karl. He was last week. I went with Sparky. You both know Sparky.
I do.
Me and him went to a place in North Shields, which I've never really been to much, called it was. And I always nearly called it Burn It Down, but it's Burn It Up. It's like Stack in the middle of town. It's like that. It's a bit like an outdoor, lots of wooden seats, lots of like benches far apart and stuff. And it was good. There was like music going on, and it was like, it was an evening that changed made me feel like a bad person. It kind of changed my. I judged somebody right before I knew them. So I went to Sparky's. Like, we got a taxi an Uber from his to a taxi from his to hit the Burn It Up. The Uber driver was a man named Karl, and he got off to a bad start because we got in and he was manlier than he was like, "All right, lads, how's it going? Like, he's all right," and we were like, "Oh," and then Sparky tried to give him directions out of the estate that Sparky lives in, but he knew better. He knew better directions. He was like, "No, if we go down this road, it'll just cut all that section out of the middle, mate." And I was like, "Oh no!" And obviously, we're both trying to Geordie it up a bit to get him on side and all that. Start talking about like holidays that we like. What was the first time you went on holiday, not with your family, like just abroad? And then me and Sparky were just talking about that. He jumps in and just starts. He's like, "I can blow that story away." And I was thinking, I don't want to hear about Magaluf 04. Like, come on. Instead, he goes, when I was 18, first time I left the country, I went and did 6 months volunteering in Nepal. And I was like, what? He did 6 months volunteering in Nepal, working in a school with disabled kids. And he was basically saying, like, we had to do so many courses learning about cultural sensitivity, racism awareness, disabilities. And I was thinking, this is the most woke, terrifying, rough Newcastle man I've ever met in my life. He was just so like switched on, but still had that like Newcastle like edge to him, because he was like, we used to rent little scooters and drive them up the mountains, like nyom. And I was like, oh my god, it was very good. We left the taxi, got him on the way home when we were drunk, and we were just absolutely buzzing to see him. We were like, "Karl, get in, mate!" And he was like, "All right, lads, have you had a good night, like?" And we were like, "Yeah, tell us more about Nepal." Karl told us about them bringing goats in and just cutting their heads off. It was weird. It was really scary.
That took a turn, didn't it?
Well, he wasn't. He was approaching it from a position that he wasn't in favour of it, but culturally, he just stood back and watched it and just thought, what a strange experience that I'm having right now. But he expressed that through sentences such as, "It was pure mental, like it was great." I loved Karl. He made me feel like a bad person because I got in the taxi thinking, he's rough as anything. He's probably going to say something racist. And no, he was such a man of the world. So I'm nominating Karl.
I hope he doesn't hear this, because then he's going to be like, oh man, do I come across as a racist when people meet me? I'll have to tell that Nepal story all the time to prove I'm not.
I feel as though he did.
Tattoo that says, no, I went to Nepal and killed goats. It's all right.
Watched goats. I like that you watched goats.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that one hold up in court. I like that you went, he was proper great, and he's saying not judging people, but yeah, quote, he was the most woke, rough Newcastle person.
Exactly.
No, but I'm like, what are you saying here? Like,
I know that's
people with an accent not do nice things, like.
Yeah, exactly.
So you are saying that?
I was the one judging. I was the one.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
good.
So I put Jack's judgmental side and classist nature.
Please just put Karl.
Undercover Tory Jack.
Yeah, just put Karl. I want to try and strike a bit of a duality between the long titles that you guys have gone for and just a really short one.
Okay. He sounds lovely.
Karl was great. I'm glad you weren't there. I'm glad you weren't there because we listened to his stories quite earnestly, whereas you would have tried to slip in little. I know what you're like, so yeah.
What do you mean?
He'd have gone like, it was pure mint. Me and my mate went to Nepal and we were volunteering, and you would have gone like, was he like your boyfriend or your friend? Just try to wind him up, try and find something that he didn't like. You would do something like that.
No,
yeah.
I wouldn't.
Wow.
Of course you would.
Jack hates taxi drivers.
You made me out to be a homophobe.
Yeah,
I did. Yeah.
What was that
I didn't.
about?
I'm sorry. No, I didn't make you. I made you out to be trying to expose him as a homophobe. Is what I'm saying.
Okay, right, yeah.
I'm not saying that you think that.
I sit back and I would have enjoyed him, and I wouldn't have judged him beforehand like you. I'd have been like, this guy's sorely off. I bet he's been to Nepal.
Everyone would have judged him, right?
I think I think Jack's saying that.
I'm from Jarrow, right?
I'm more working class than you.
Oh my!
I'm not having this.
I'm more working
my dad
class.
was a
I think
market
if Tory
trader.
Pachiti this week,
you can't say it in that accent. I'm more working class than you.
Right.
When I'm from
Classism
the
again.
northeast.
again. After he's
what does
just
the
said
accent
his
have to do with
experience
anything?
with the woke taxi driver, he's learnt nothing.
I'm
now he's
more
judging you,
working
Pachiti.
class than you. If me and you, Adam, walked in to a posh place.
Brilliant. We'd be judged, but it doesn't matter. That's not the point, is it? My dad was a market trader, shared a room with my brother until I was 18 years old.
That's okay. That's
Of
fine.
course it's okay. I'm just trying to prove the fact that I am a working class hero. And
yeah,
Karl sounds like a nice guy.
I saw a tweet this week that went viral, and it was some girl saying that work class isn't determined by your. And then she listed loads of things like accent, what your parents do, where you're from, blah blah blah, and everyone was just saying, "What are you on about?" Of course it does.
Yeah.
It was very strange. Anyway, sorry, Adam. I'll acknowledge that you're not a Tory, and yeah.
Don't worry about it, me old mucker. I am going. You know what? I'm tempted to go for Flappy because I think it will win.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go for nice and spicy knickknacks instead. Because. Oh, wait a second. Go on, Jack. Not a fan.
Knickknacks are the food that I can't eat because of their texture and shape.
That's everything I love about them.
It makes me feel sick somehow. It feels like there should be more there, and it's all missed. There's too much space either side. I hate them.
Oh, the way they feel in your mouth, I think, is amazing. I like stuff that's a little bit rough. Like, give me a bowl of honey nut any day. Rip my mouth to shreds. It's part of the pleasure, isn't it? If you don't walk away with a few grazes in your mouth after eating something, what's the point?
Oh, I like Toblerone. It's not the pain that's the issue.
Toblerone.
Oh, yeah.
Toblerone hurts to eat.
Does it?
If you're deep throating it, why don't you just break a chunk off and eat it like a bit of chocolate?
I do break a chunk off. It's just still hard to eat, isn't it?
No.
It's triangular.
Just bite the corners off. I haven't really thought about it. I thought you were saying maybe the nougat inside was...
Sorry, Toblerones are notoriously difficult to eat. Everyone knows this,
Is that a thing?
I don't know now. Have I just been assuming... I've been walking around like an idiot telling
What's hard
people.
to eat? Every day.
And everyone's just like, yeah. Toblerone, hard to eat.
I don't think they're hard to eat.
I'd like to hear from people about this as well.
The first thing that's come up is you've been eating Toblerone wrong.
Oh, okay. That means it's the thing then. I've never struggled with a Toblerone.
No.
I have. On many a Boxing Day.
Yeah. I don't get them anymore because I just hate them. I think they were
Sorry, Nick. Sorry, I've cut you off.
Oh yeah. So it's for any non-UK listeners, it's a bag of crisps or chips. But they're maize snacks, aren't they? I don't think they're made of potato.
Like Frazzles.
Yeah.
Like corn based.
Corn, yeah, they're corn, yeah. But I think the nice and spicy flavour is just so unique. I haven't given this a lot of thought, but you don't get anything else that tastes like nice and spicy knickknacks, do you? And it really is. They are a joy to eat. And I just want to give nice and spicy knickknacks a big shout out. I don't know who makes them. I can't remember off the top of my head. I don't think it's Walker's. Might be Smith's.
I'll find out.
Yeah, please do. Because I haven't as quick as you can, because I've not got much more to say.
I was reaching out. I was like, he needs help.
I've got nothing here. Yeah.
Do you like Twiglets as well?
Oh, the brand.
Twiglets are great. I really like Twiglets, but I would argue that they don't taste. I like Marmite as well, but they taste nothing like Marmite, despite that being the primary flavour of a Twiglet. Yeah.
Knickknacks have changed hands so many times.
Oh.
They're a type of extruded corn snack, previously manufactured by Sooner Snacks from 1981. Then they were purchased by Golden Wonder in 87, then sold to United Biscuits in 2006, and now they're part of the KP Snacks range. Is that the peanut people?
Yeah, they're the peanut lot.
Right, they're the part
that's
of the
interesting.
I like the name United Biscuits.
I know, what's that? Is that
Two
like
biscuits
Benetton?
shaking hands together at last.
I will say that knickknacks aren't without their faults, because ribbon saucy exists, and that is one of the worst flavours known to mankind.
Flavours.
Yes.
Scampi and lemon,
Delicious.
nice and spicy.
Make your
ribbon
fingers all
saucy.
smelly.
Yeah.
Lovely, lick them clean.
Oh, right. Well, I'll never know what that tastes like because I can't eat knickknacks.
Just lick them instead of eating them. Just lick the. I'll get you a bag of knickknacks,
No,
and you can just
don't. I
sit
don't
there,
like
and
them.
we'll do it on a video. Next time we do news together or something, you can lick the knickknacks, and that's an intro sorted, because I hate doing the intro. I'm really bad at them, and so
It sounds so. You say that, but you're very good at derailing intros or escalating them.
I'm good at derailing anything.
Yeah.
I like that. I can't eat like pizzas and stuff because I'm lactose intolerant. But they say, "Oh, do you want a knick-knack?" No, I can't eat them. Oh, do you not eat what's in it? No, I'm very bad at eating them.
Have you heard Triple H talk about how he can't go through the top and middle turnbuckles in the ring to hit the ring post, do that spot? Triple H is physically incapable of doing it, which is why he does the Harley Race bump over the corner. He says there's just a mental block and he can't do it. That's me with knickknacks.
Right, that makes.
I did not
sense.
know that, Jack.
What
Yeah,
else
Triple
do you
H is,
struggle eating?
Toblerones, but they're delicious, so they're worth it. That's more of a physical struggle.
A giant peach, like the sharks in the
Delicious
book of
all down your
Satan.
chin.
The nose is-
Oh, I thought you were saying I look like James from James and the Giant Peach, which I do. You know, let's be honest.
Nah, I wouldn't compare you to him because he wasn't judgmental.
He was a good character. Yeah.
Yeah. He went, that sounds great. That sounds great, taxi driver. God, he sounds probably like that. This has been a Hall of Fame segment for the ages,
Yeah,
to say the least.
pretty weak.
Meaning we could forget about it as soon as it's over, I imagine. To remind you all, Taco Bell is one of the picks. Karl, the appalling taxi driver, and
Karl.
knickknacks.
And nice and spicy knickknacks.
Nice and spicy knickknacks.
Yeah, I don't want to include.
You're actually I'm going with Taco
sick.
Bell just in general. You're actually doubling down on just one flavour.
Yeah, I'm choosing the favourite as well, because I think nice and spicy is the flavour of knickknacks, isn't it? That's like the go-to. They don't do a 6-pack of ribbon saucy, but you can get a 6-pack of nice and spicy.
What does that say?
See. Good logic.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Really quickly, best Monster Munch flavour?
Flaming hot, closely
agree.
followed by pickled onion.
Yeah, probably.
Roast beef again. That's the ribbon saucy of the Monster Munch.
Sometimes I prefer roast beef to pickled onion, but always flaming hot. Always.
Roast beef's
Matthew?
awful. I don't just like beef.
I'd say pickled onion.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Solid.
But I don't really rave over Monster Munch. But my friend had them the other day, and I was like, oh, they're back? It's like, oh, yeah. And I'm so used to them. They used to be bite size. I was kidding. Now they're bigger.
Yeah.
The only sweet and snack I know that's increased in size over the years. So I was like, that. I was like, nah.
You know
They
them
remind-
Space Raiders?
Yeah.
They do those as like potato smiley sort of things in Iceland. You can get pickled onion. Oh, that appeals to me. I like a tray of
I
Asian.
thought you were going to say you could just get one massive spacer, like the size of that concrete dog you were holding. Just that big.
But wait, I like that you picked a concrete dog just because of the whole I can lift a dog.
No. This I can't remember what we were watching. It was like Bargain Hunt or Car Boot Challenge or something, and they bought a concrete dog on there. And so for ages, I've been sort of keeping an eye out for one. And then I went to the Car Boot a few weeks ago, and they had a concrete dog there. And I went up, "Hello, mate. How much is your concrete dog?" If I can say it. And he went, "Oh, that's sold, mate." And then he just walked away. And I tried to continue talking to him, but he just turned his back to me and walked away. So I found them online. Apparently the ones at the car boot are second, so they've all got like chipped tails or something. Whereas this is like premium. It's spot on until I broke the ear. Just a little chip.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, unlike this Hall of Fame selection, which can be yours by going to patreon.com/Cultaholic. It's probably best this week if you didn't listen to the podcast and just voted blind. Thank you very much. Have fun voting.
Karl,
the nice taxi driver.
Seemed scary at first, but he was pure soundly.
Proper horrible, like, I got some proper judgmental people in the back of me taxi, like.
No, I kept that secret in my head. Didn't judge him outwardly. I'm a coward.
still gave him 1 star on the app.
No.
1 star. Karl scared me.
Wouldn't stop talking about killing goats, rather. What a nutter.
Karl enlightened me.
This week in the wrestling. It's this bloody week in the wrestling.
This week in wrestling. SmackDown Throwback Edition.
Oh, yes.
Oh, there we go. We'll get that out of the way first of all. Get off my soapbox here. So, when they say SmackDown Throwback, I'm like a lot of people and think, oh, there's a lot of stuff they can do with SmackDown of their history and stuff like that. And they appear to have just used the same stuff they have for Raw Throwback and Raw Old School and just gone change red to blue. Because if you weren't aware when SmackDown came out and saw the oldie schooly graphics with the E on the end, you would have thought SmackDown had been around since 86 or something with the filters they're using and the it's from the ripe old age of the year of our Lord 1999.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the throwback stuff was about. It seemed really weird.
Apparently it was a last minute idea by Fox, I think. And WWE went, all right, and then they had to kind of scramble to do it.
Oh.
Yeah, it was some NASCAR throwback thing, so it's like a crossover episode. I think the idea was it was like just general throwback rather than a throwback to early. I'm making excuses. I don't know what it was. I don't know why McAfee was dressed as Vince McMahon when he SmackDown 99.
So it was just
they were like just old
wrestling.
Pat probably knows. Wait, SmackDown 99. Like The Rock was at the first main event there. Hang on, what's with the 86? Old. Shut up. And apparently the story is that, speaking of Big Pat, I think he's been doing a lovely job as SmackDown commentator.
Agreed.
Revealed how he was persuaded to fully commit for his role as Vince McMahon in the skit by shaving, only for the skit to be cancelled at the last minute. So he did all that work for nothing.
Shaved his beard?
Yes. So sorry it'll grow back. 4 days, nothing. That beard was older than Jesus. I look like I'm 12.
He wasn't a big beardy man.
No.
I think he's exaggerating.
Yeah, but you know what? I like exaggerating.
He's a public figure. We can see that he's not had a big beard. What?
Yeah. Anyway, look, you leave Big Pat and his big stories alone, all right? You stop judging people. And Michael Cole, though, dressed up as No Mercy 64.
No, he was lying,
Cole.
Maffew. No, he was lying. I'm going to judge him.
It was a little bit. It wasn't like a full-on Morgan Spurlock beard, was it? It was
I was imagining him to look like Rubius Hagrid. If he from that story, why did I give his full name?
Oh no, he's using the full name. He must be really mad.
Keeper of the Keys at Hogwarts.
Rubius Hagrid, you get down here this instant. And also, Michael Cole dressed up as No Mercy 64 version of Michael Cole with the spike tips,
which was good.
I'll commit to that. Well done.
Yeah, I like that.
Cole got it. Cole was like, "Oh, I can do old school because that's my period." Yeah, that's great. I've still got those clothes. But yeah.
What could McAfee have done? Taz.
Yeah, Taz.
Oh my God, yes. Yes. He's on his knees like Peter Sellers in the Pink Panther. It's bad.
I feel bad for Taz, man.
I was looking at that
Why?
picture the other day. It got on the top of Squared Circle with Taz and JR. Taz is the army, the soldier, and then JR is a sad little sailor. And you shouldn't laugh because it's them ribbing JR. But there's something about that picture that I really, really like.
Look, them ribbing JR and stuff was bad. But it's that picture, and that one time they had Great Khali, when it was Santino with Santina, and Santina go, I can't get with you, Great Khali. I am in a relationship with JR. And
Did they do that?
It was like, on pay-per-view. On pay-per-view. And JR, and they're like, oh no, and like, I can't believe you're with Jim Ross. Wow, who'd have thought it? And Jim Ross is like, all right.
Yeah, JR clearly he's not up for it.
Not into it.
Yeah,
but it's so funny. His anger and disgust is visible to everybody. Keep on cutting to him, and he's like, nah, get your licks in, yeah. And then Michael Cole goes, come on, Mr. Barbecue Man. And Jim Ross goes, Mr. Barbecue, who fed you that line? And Jim Ross's anger is beautiful.
When they do the Cole is off with anal bleeding thing, and sorry, not Cole, King is off with anal bleeding, and then Cole delivers it in the most stoic way possible. Booker T just goes, what?
Yeah.
And then JR is just there. But it's really funny.
Yeah.
He's so disappointed.
I forgot about anal bleeding. Oh, God. None of this happened on the show. Roman Reigns leads a 10-bell salute to the career of Daniel Bryan.
This was funny as well.
Yes, with Heyman providing the bell sounds, ding, and Roman Reigns trying to keep himself together. Roman says there is a replacement for Bryan on the roster and welcomes a returning Jimmy Uso into the group. Cesaro interrupts and says no one can ever replace Daniel Bryan, but is then attacked by Seth Rollins. They're pulled apart by officials, and out comes Teddy Long. He says that if Cesaro beats Rollins tonight, he'll get a title shot at WrestleMania Backlash.
I know that he's listening to this because he edits this show. But Richard's I think Richard's a big fan of Teddy Long. I seem to remember Richard cracking up once and Richard's not easily impressed, you know. Takes a little bit to impress Richard, right? He's seen a lot. But there was a Raw or something that Teddy Long came out on and was dancing. And then after he stopped cutting the promo and there was just silence between him and Vince or whoever, he was just still doing it. And I remember Richard saying that was brilliant. That really got Richard. So Teddy Long, what a man.
Yeah. Keeping the buzz going. Yeah. Cesaro is attacked by Roman and Rollins before the match, but is still able to face Seth. The Usos distract the referee, but Seth shoves Jay, saying that he's not Roman and doesn't need help. Jimmy superkicks Rollins for shoving his brother, which leads to Cesaro getting the win. Reigns talks with a furious Rollins backstage and says he'll deal with Jimmy. Seth says that if Roman doesn't handle the situation, he will. Later, Jimmy is brought to see Roman, but says he won't let Reigns treat him like he's treated Jay, and storms off.
I love all this because
it's good.
Yeah, it's really great. There's so many possibilities as far as where they go with this story. The history between Seth and Roman makes things a lot more interesting. It felt a little bit sort of babyfacey with Seth, and I hope they don't go down a proper babyface route for Seth.
Adam, come on.
What?
I'm
just preferring it. No, I know you do, but he's better as a sniveling, awful heel.
Yeah,
I think he is better. Yeah. But it makes sense and everything. But no, I'm not complaining. I love it. I think it's the most entertaining thing in WWE right now. This storyline.
Just because I think we might expand upon. Why are you saying that you think they might go babyface route with Seth?
Just maybe sort of out of necessity, if he's going to get involved in this whole thing against Roman.
Oh, right. So there was, because I thought you were saying that you'd taken from that little segment that Seth was going to maybe be a babyface, because he's...
No, not that particular segment. Right. I think that might be the way that they go with it.
Because I really loved that, because it made sense continuity-wise, because Seth... It was weird seeing someone not be scared of Roman. Mm-hmm. Like, Seth was just saying, you better sort this out, mate. And it made total sense because they're old. They've known each other for age. They're both in the Shield. And because Seth used to beat Roman. Like, he had his number. So why would he be scared of him? So I quite like that.
Yeah, agreed.
I do quite like that.
I like the fact that how many people Roman Reigns has brought up in his existence. So, you there?
Yeah. We're just waiting. You were
God, Pachidi, you were so stoical. I thought you'd frozen. My God, that was terrifying. No, you're doing it again.
Yeah, he's doing it on purpose now.
You prat.
He's still doing it on purpose.
Flappy. Yeah, it's what both the Usos up. They're way better than they were, considering last time we saw them was what, the FTR feud when they were mocking people for shaving their bat or whatever. I just hated them. Now they're great. Now I'm invested in them. Cesaro's getting elevated up. Edge, maybe to a degree. Come on, Edge would have been all right. And yeah, I think it's fantastic.
And it means so much more now. Now that we're invested in heel Roman Reigns, it's all the more effective when he's bringing these people up for sure. Even if Cesaro doesn't win, which he's probably not going to, he's going to be elevated by this whole thing, which is great.
Yeah. Carmella faces Ruby Riott and almost has the match won, but the referee catches her using the ropes. Womp womp. She submits Ruby anyway with the code of silence.
It was a bit naff, wasn't it? It was just it was a fine match. Felt a bit rushed, but at the same time, I think it's just getting Carmella ready for Mia Yim, isn't it? Just give her a win before she comes up, because that's apparently what they're going to do there.
Okay.
But it just felt sort of like it was just there, wasn't it?
Yeah. She got to get ready for Retribution. Bayley cuts a promo. I like all of this. Bayley cuts a promo paying tribute to several former champions of the women's division that says that Belair is naive by comparison. She says she'll take her title, which brings Bank out to the ring. Belair says that her conference bothers Bayley and that it empowers her. Bayley goes for a cheap shot, which Bank avoids, but Bayley takes control by grabbing her earrings and lays her out. First of all, I love Bayley's hair. I think I'll go with the same barber. And also the fact that, Bayley was running down, because they always do these on these random episodes. It makes sense in the throwback episode to go, Alundra Blaze, a trailblazer, she did this, that's fantastic. I'm better than her. She went through all of them. Oh, Jacqueline, she was great. Held a cruiserweight championship. Yeah, whatever. Who remembers? Who cares? So I like that because they always bring up the legends. I remember that person, but very, very few times they get a chance to slag them off.
Bayley, I don't know if it's just because she's a heel and it's meant to be a bit easier being a heel, but do you remember that she used to actually be not very good at promos? She's actually improved like a lot over the past few years, which is. I nearly said, I nearly genuinely said there, and I'm proud of her.
I think it's because there's, we've seen there's a lot of people, the babyface promos that WWE has on. Go out and say this, I just naff. And some wrestlers rise above it because they're so good, they can make the naff stuff less naff. But the ones who can't make naff stuff less naff are the ones who are doomed. So. And
Bayley had it double hard because her character was especially naff, wasn't it? That was she was a hugger who came out with wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube men.
Tom's got a mini one.
That was it.
Tubman has.
Tom's
got a mini wacky waving.
It was one of on the news. He was like, 1 sec for the intro. I'll just get this ready off camera. And I was thinking it's going to be something crap. It's going to be Barry. The Shark.
Oh, shooting hard here.
Everyone knows.
Is he a homophobe too, Jack?
Oh my God.
Barry the Shark.
Barry the Shark used to drive taxis to Nepal.
So.
Those underwater ones.
No, Barry's annoying. We all know Barry's annoying. I can say that Barry's annoying.
That's the point, though, isn't it? I like Barry.
I don't care. I hate Barry.
The point supposed to be Barry's annoying?
I love Tom. Hate Barry, though. Is the point of Barry supposed to be that he's annoying? I hope so.
He's doing a Gilbert Gottfried voice. It's like the most annoying voice you can do. I don't know. I've never spoken to Tom about the sort of inner workings and psychology of Barry.
I have. Barry is Barry's the evolution of an old radio gimmick he used to do called Siley Myrus, which was if Miley Cyrus was like a gravelly old like New York or whatever. Just, me and my dad, Billy Bob Thornton, like all that sort of stuff. So
it's also practice for Tom to do Taz impressions on the SmackDown podcast.
It's like, the other day, Dear Diary. It was like the Diaries of Siley Myrus or something. Yesterday I grinded on Robin Thicke. It's all like that sort of stuff.
Okay. Right.
So, anyway, instead of Barry, he pulls out this mini wacky waving inflatable arm playing tube man, and I just was like, that's brilliant. Like, why has that never been thought of before? And it was a fun intro, let me tell you now.
No, I can imagine.
Where were we up to?
We're talking about
Bayley. Wacky. Yeah.
If Barry the Shark's listen, by the way, I've got no issues with you. Ziggler is set to face Rey Mysterio, but insults Dominic during his entrance. Dominic wants to wrestle Dolph instead, and Rey agrees, and then Dom wins with a roll-up.
I like this.
Yeah.
I think it was a fun match. I'm really excited for the match, just because imagine how cool it would be to tag team with your dad and win the tag titles together. What a brilliant moment! I'm just chuffed for that. Oh, Jack's not bothered about Graham.
I'm thinking about what me and my dad would be like as a tag team.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I feel like he can. I think he'd get impatient with me if I was losing. Because Graham would be the hot tag, obviously.
Bigger lad.
We're the same size, pretty much.
Okay.
But he's just harder looking and seeming. Much more than I am. I don't know how we're related. I look very unthreatening. Whereas
So you're the hawk, he's the animal, comes in.
I'm the Jannetty by far.
What would be your double team maneuver? Your finisher?
It's got to be a play on the word king. Or carpet based, obviously.
Obviously.
The gripper rod slam or something, yeah. Just the sample book, like books of carpet samples. No, that's our foreign object, if we were healed.
Nice.
Yeah,
I like that. Because they're heavier than people think as well. Never been done in wrestling, that has it?
Carpet
Say that
samples.
for certain.
Yeah. That'll be
would be
class.
great.
It'll have been done in some horrible UK indie.
And Jack,
Anyway.
you could be led to the ring by your valet, kimono underlayer.
Oh, I honestly thought you were just going to say by your valet, your mum. Because it's me and my dad as the tag. I genuinely thought you were going to say that. I was like, hang on.
Led to the ring by your mum.
It's going to be personal, I was thinking. We wouldn't beat the Mysterios. Was that the question? I can't remember what the question was.
No, I was just saying I'm chuffed for Ray and Dominic. That's what you want to do, isn't it? The tag team titles together. I'm buzzing for Rey Mysterio.
You and Nigel would be a good tag team.
Yeah,
because he
that's
gets
knackered,
it.
isn't he?
He gets it though. He's a wrestling fan.
No, he doesn't get it. That's the problem.
What?
He can't work out what's real and what's not. Whereas you and any of us three will just go like, "Oh, that was a good promo." Dad, I remember once getting upset because it was dirty that Carlito spit apple in people's faces.
It is dirty.
It worked. It is dirty.
That's
he was
not-
just
that
like,
is-
that's too far. That's too far at it. What? That's
little
just
bit.
disgusting, isn't it? Well, he's spitting apple. Of course he is. Yeah.
Well,
Mark.
but I wouldn't want it. If I was a mid-card babyface at the time, I wouldn't want to feud with Carlito because it is disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
it is. Yeah,
get
but that's Again, that's the point. Dad was upset that a bad guy was doing something grubby.
Okay, I get it.
But I'd love to tag with him. But I would be the hot tag in that instance.
Yeah,
I
of
think.
course. Yeah, you would.
But like Haku, Andre.
Yeah, just like that.
And my dad would be great. I'd get beat up the entire match. I'd got a hot tag. My dad would get in the ring and go, "This is awful." And he'd leave.
Oh, I thought your dad was a fan.
No, he puts up with it. But if I didn't watch it, he'd never pretend it exists.
Fair.
I
Have you ever been to a show with him?
No, there's no way. My
Right.
dad would like leave me and be like, "All right, bye, son. Find your own way home."
Fair.
And the one time we were like, he was on Sky Sports after school in college. We'd never have it on because he'd go, "Nah, off." And it was the match. It was the Raw with Cena versus Viscera. So my dad's like, "Oh, whatever, All right, up, do your homework." Up next, Trish Stratus. After this match, go up and do your homework. So, thanks, Trish. Tamina faces Reginald and is about to win the match when Shayna Baszler shoves her off the corner. Tamina wins by DQ, but Shayna and Nia beat her down, as well as Natalya.
Yeah, I didn't know how to word that because it sounded like Natalya had just joined in with the beating, but no, Natalya was also getting beaten up.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the women's tag division.
Don't know
Anything?
what- No, but they do more on Raw, so we'll
We
get
have
there.
that to look forward to. Sami Zayn runs into Teddy Long backstage and tries to convince him about the ongoing conspiracy against him. Teddy tries to book Sami in a one-on-one match with The Undertaker, but is informed that The Undertaker is retired. He then books a 5-on-5 tag match instead, because it's Teddy Long, the man with two jokes. That match is Sami, Apollo Crews, King
Richard's
Corbin.
listening right now. You've upset him there.
No, look, I'm with him. I love Teddy Long, but like is brought out as this like, hey, it's either Undertaker or tag matches. That's all you did in your career. It's like you did loads.
Did it well.
Magnificent GM. But oh well. The match is everybody else who I haven't named on SmackDown Wrestling. Nakamura is about to pin Zayn.
Sorry, isn't it funny that they've made a bit out of Teddy Long only doing 2 bits, right? When they were writing that show every time, the heat has been put on Teddy Long there. That was
Well,
bad
it's
creative, doing the same thing every
It's like
week.
it's like what they did with Baron Corbin when they
Yeah.
blamed him for the bad ratings.
No, Teddy Long was a shoot manager. No,
Yeah.
he really did just want a match with Undertaker or a tag match. Or a tag match with The Undertaker. Anyway, Corbin hits Nakamura at the end of days because apparently we're back to 2016 or 17.
What was this about?
blah, blah.
Like,
This
why is
big match?
because Corbin's got nothing going on? Why is he getting the win there?
Has he had a run-in with Nakamura recently? I can't think.
No, it was a throwback special.
Right, yeah. I feel like, they just need to get loads of... It was as if it was like a pay-per-view. It was as if they just wanted to get everyone on the
but
show,
there were loads of mid-card feuds happening in there, playing out, and then Corbin is the one to... Maybe he's got something coming up. I didn't get it, personally. I enjoyed the match,
I'll have a guess. I think he's going to feud with Kevin Owens next. There we go.
Maybe. Yeah.
I think
Gable looked great in the match, didn't he?
Maybe Nakamura would be if he pinned Nakamura. Anyway.
Oh, yeah, maybe that's where they're going with it, yeah. But Gable was brilliant in this. Again, obviously.
Yeah.
Goes without saying. But
he deserves so much more.
Yeah.
Roman, Heyman and Jay head down to the ring. Roman starts to cut a promo about Jimmy, but Jimmy interrupts him and reminds Jay of his matches with Roman last year. And we get the replay of it, going, remember that? Hell in a Cell? I was like, oh yeah, that was good. Roman claims that he and Jay have moved on from that and tells Jimmy to either join him or go back to sitting at home. Jay talks to a conflicted Jimmy on the ramp, while Cesaro blindsides Roman in the ring. Jimmy briefly tries to stop Jay from helping Roman, but Cesaro takes them all out and stands tall to end the show. So I like this. He wasn't quite sure what he was going to do. Then Cesaro came in and made the mess. So we'll just have to tune in next week to find out what happens.
It's good TV, isn't it?
Yeah, the main event scene of SmackDown is really good. Other bits of the show, I feel like we maybe have ignored a little bit, like their weak points, because the main event's so good. But I think that's just how it goes, isn't it? If the main event stuff's good, you kind of forgive a lot of the other stuff. So
yeah, I don't want it's very, very, very rare you get an episode of wrestling where I like everything about it, but if there's enough good stuff on it to make me watch it, that's all I ask for.
Yeah.
Yep.
Speaking of Monday Night Raw, the show opens with Charlotte, Nia, and Shayna taking on Asuka, Mandy, and Dana.
I had to check that like 4 times that I hadn't missed the start of Raw.
Them.
No, right. that I hadn't missed the start of Raw. I was like, it's opening with a match.
Oh, I see.
Couldn't believe it.
Oh, Alexa Bliss interrupts halfway through, doing the advert break thing, going, and she goes, he. Oh, sorry, did I interrupt? Explaining that she and the puppet are there to keep their eye on someone. Towards the end of the match, Shayna's leg mysteriously gives out, allowing Asuka to pick up the win. Charlotte boots Asuka afterwards, and everybody else in the match is like, whoa, look at Bliss.
Because it was like her leg was cemented to the floor, so it was weird, wasn't it? Was the idea that Alexa has cursed her, a la Papa Shango or something?
I think maybe, yeah. I think it was as if they had no ideas, and then they got to like 10 minutes before the match, they were like, just do the leg thing.
To Shayna? What?
Well, everyone since then has gone, wow, who's Alexa got her eye on? It's probably Charlotte, isn't it? But I watched this and I thought, have I missed something? Because it seems like it's Shayna to me. But
that's what I took from it.
So why is everyone suddenly gone... Because I'll be honest with you, I hadn't watched Raw before we did our predictions for Backlash. Now,
really?
in that video, people will see that I've predicted Rhea Ripley to retain. Just a little... I've given away one of them there, but I've predicted Rhea Ripley to retain. Had I seen this, I might have been tempted to say that Charlotte's going to win. Because everyone, for some reason, goes, yeah, Charlotte's not going to win, Alexa's going to get involved. And I'm like, is she? Have I missed... As Alexa said, I don't like you, Charlotte.
No, but it's a women's match on Raw that has some importance. So Charlotte will be involved in it somehow.
So is Alexa actually gunning for Shayna, or is it going to really be Charlotte in the end? Because
you'll have to tune in next week and find
out.
I
don't care.
I'd still probably put money on it being Charlotte, because that Shayna's got her own stuff going on. So why did she target Shayna then?
If she did.
Well, she did.
I think she did as well, but
why?
I don't know. Maybe the commentary should have got it over a bit better.
Was it so Charlotte's team lost and Charlotte will be annoyed? Maybe.
I miss Bray, you know.
Jack, I think the bigger question is going to be, are they going to remember that they did this next week on Raw?
No, man. No. Alexa will disappear. Fiend will be back. It'll be just as if nothing's happened.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think you're giving this worrying too much about nothing. Let's move on to the important stuff. Yeah. Jinder Mahal is back. He's brought 2 massive lads with him, Veer and Shanky. He celebrates his return by easily beating Jeff Hardy. And it says, come on, Jeff, here for some reason.
Just so easy. Jeff put up no fight.
Yeah, and I loved it. You know what? After following on from Ross's thoughts these past few weeks about, God, he's sick of these nerds in wrestling. And after watching Raw and seeing all the silly people that are in it who don't appear to be taken seriously, or there's wacky stuff like, oh, let's throw these rotten tomatoes at someone. Hee, good one, Riker. Oh, no, we hit Randy Orton. Oh, all this stuff that's happening. I was actually happy to see Jinder Mahal coming back because he was taking it seriously.
He's taking
big,
it serious.
meat-eating lad. Look at him. He's taking both the wrestling and his workout seriously. He's got lads with him. Good. Jinder Mahal's not going to go, let's throw...
he might.
I know. Let's put a box with a rope and some birdseed down here and wait for Randy Orton to show up.
Don't be too certain, Maffew, because anything can happen in the World Wrestling Federation.
Yeah. So what did you think of Jinder?
I'd agree with you.
Yeah, people were crapping all over this on Twitter because, you've done Jeff Hardy dirty. The guy's been doing it forever. He's Jeff Hardy. A loss like this, even if it was a glorified squash, isn't going to hurt Jeff Hardy. And I think it served its purpose of making Jinder look good. Whether you like him or not, it was strong booking for Jinder. I like the fact that Veer and Shanky didn't really get involved, that Jinder just did it on his own because they can go to that later. I've always quite liked Jinder personally. Obviously, the WWE title run wasn't all that. But I think he's good. I think he's put the work in. And I'm actually kind of excited to see what he can do this time around. He looks the bollocks, doesn't he? He looks great.
I'm going to remember this moment, and I can't wait to revisit us all being very positive 6 months down the line. We'll see what's happened.
Yeah.
But at the minute,
God, I'm sick of Jinder. What type of idiot would be happy to see Jinder? Yeah, of course, it's going to be that.
But no, I agree as well. I'm pleased for him. And social media is really funny when Jeff Hardy loses these days. People still think it's like 2007. They're like, what? You can't be having Jeff Hardy lose. Yeah.
But Jeff Hardy's a guy who can lose every week and then still be like put in the main event, and people will still be like, Jeff.
Jeff Hardy. Yeah.
This is followed Jinder's Ninjas, now followed by a lot of rubbish tomato jokes backstage across 2 separate segments to set up Orton, Riddle, and New Day versus Styles, Omos, Elias, and Riker. The good guys win, but then Orton hits Woods and Kofi Vakios afterwards, and Riddle is forced to act. One of the all-time worst performances I've seen from a man who's so stoical they have to check his pulse. Randy, no. I can't believe you've done this, bro. Awful. He had to be the straight man there for Randy Orton.
I like the fact that Orton, despite the fact that he's now a good guy-ish once again, he's still unpredictable. I think that's the right thing to do. He shouldn't just be doing really good things all the time. Riddle's performance certainly let it down, and I don't like the fact that they're teasing dissension already. It's been like 2 or 3 weeks, hasn't it? It's not been a long time at all.
I feel like this isn't going to be a long-term tag team. Hopefully.
They'll get the T-shirt out and then...
Oh, they did that, didn't they, with Jericho and AJ?
Yeah, Y2AJ.
Y2AJ.
Yeah, and you'll burn the shirt and you use it to smoke a blunt.
Yeah.
No, we can't say it on a PG podcast, can we?
Whatever.
Blunt. You can be blunt.
James Blunt. He's going to set James Blunt alight.
Yeah.
For crimes against music.
The other day, James Blunt, someone on Twitter was saying, like, God, You're Beautiful is a creepy song. He's seen this random woman on the subway, and he's singing about how beautiful she's looking at her. And then he replied, as he does on Twitter, it was about my ex. He's seen a girl he used to go out with on the subway. I always thought it was a total stranger. And I thought that's a bit creepy, James. He's just sad because he's just seeing his ex. He's not just falling in love in his head with a random woman. He's sad because he's just seeing his ex-girlfriend with another man.
He should have got that across clearer. Poor storytelling.
He really should. And also in the video, he's behaving like a bit of a serial killer, taking all of his clothes off one by one and putting them in a line.
Yes, that one where he's all in the cold.
Yeah, he jumps in a pool at the end, or in the water at the end. Yeah.
You know what, James Blunt? I used to not like him because that song was everywhere, and every song gets overplayed. You hate the dude. He is funny.
Yeah. He's
funny, my God, see him on panel shows. The driest sense of humour.
He was also like an army general or something. He's got high up in the army.
Imagine him shouting at you, telling you to do stuff. Yeah, he was...
Like a commanding officer or something?
That.
No. Well, what was I going to... Oh, no. Oh, yeah, I never liked that song because at the time I remember it overshadowed what I thought was a superior song. And I think I still do. Bad Day by Daniel Powder.
Brilliant.
Great song. Unbelievable.
Show me a war face. Yeah, that'll scare him. Well done, Private.
I remember being really upset by Gary Jules' Mad World getting the Christmas #1 over The Darkness.
Ooh, yeah.
That was upsetting.
Very sad song, that, for Christmas. Very sad version.
Have you heard the original version? Tears for Fears,
right?
Yeah, good.
It's a good song.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, but it's still got that like funky disco beat to it.
It sounds like
some of
Sweet
the most
Dreams,
depressing
like,
lyrics you've ever heard.
Yeah. It's all about upbeat songs with sad lyrics. My favourite song's
is.
Basket Case. It's all about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey Ya.
Hey Ya, fantastic song.
Maybe not,
Was that a sad song?
downbeat, but
Yeah,
not
the lyrics
sad,
are about
but,
the
like,
lyrics
it's-
are about nothing is forever, then what makes love the exception?
Yeah, it's
like,
basically
whoa.
it's a song where you think it's this is so upbeat and stuff. It's just like I'm not really no romance. That I don't want to meet your mama. Just
And
want
it's
to
all
take
about
you to a Taco Bell.
it's all like it's all about how love isn't real and
It's all
doesn't last,
superficial. With the most catchy song you ever heard.
Was Sorry Miss Jackson about the mother then?
Yeah, it's about his ex-wife's man. Miss Jackson's a banger of a song. Oh, you can paint a pretty picture, but you can't predict the weather, Miss Jackson. Oh, what a tune! Plan a
Anyway,
pretty,
That's very
picnic.
AJ Styles, that
Sorry,
Miss Jackson.
Miss Jackson. Plan a pretty picnic. Sorry. Well, they're both from Atlanta. Outcast and AJ Styles. Yeah. Sorry, totally sidetracked.
Might as well because it's better than talking about Riddle, his acting, and any potential lawsuit he's got coming up. Sheamus again faces Humberto Carrillo, but this time they both fall on a nasty sunset flip powerbomb to the outside. Carrillo looks to be legitimately hurt, and the referee waves off the match. Came right down on his leg, all of Sheamus on the leg, and this was grim because you see that, and you see, right there in 4K, Carrillo like looking at the timekeeper, going, nah, I'm done. And obviously this was a horrible thing, but it's good that we're in the situation now with wrestling when these things do happen. It's wrestling, it ain't ballet. As Taz used to yell every Friday, but if the situation happens, it's like, no, I don't care. Everyone knows it's fake. Can you look after us now, right? Rather than keeping it going and manning up and grit and determination and doing way more damage to you. So it was good that everyone sorted it out afterwards.
Agreed.
Yeah, I hope they didn't get any stick for it. I was worried that if I'd gone on social media at the time, people would be like, "Oh, you should have carried on," because you shouldn't have. It's a good thing.
Yeah. As it's eating the Humberto Carrillo, like, what a coward. Anyway, former teammates Shelton and Cedric face each other. Cedric's in control, but spends too long hyping himself up to commentary. On Shelton to pick up the win. Yep.
Why? Why would you not give Cedric the win?
They'll do it again, won't they? It's not going to reach pay-per-view. I don't think it will.
True. Pre-show, maybe.
Yeah.
Kick off. Yeah. Sonya Deville books a singles match between Rhea Ripley and Asuka. Rhea asks if this was Charlotte's idea, so the weekend before Backlash, and Sonya refuses to comment. And then Ripley wins the match clean.
She's wacky, isn't she, Sonya? She's so crazy. She just does things. She just does things to annoy. She just does things to help Charlotte, and everyone goes, Sonya, but no one's trying to stop her. Everyone's just like, I assume Adam Pearce outranks Sonya.
Yeah.
He's doing nothing to stop her.
No.
He just goes, "You shouldn't have done that, Sonya," and she's like, "Wah wah."
I have no choice, Sonya, but to politely ask you again to not do that.
Yeah, it's like a 20s cartoon. Oh, you.
Naughty, naughty.
I'm going to have to bop your nose in a second. Oh, you. Adam Pearce proposes that Morrison and Priest have a rematch. I see he was distracted with this. They win it, deciding the stipulation of Miz versus Priest at Backlash. Morrison agrees, and Miz isn't happy. Priest wins the match, and Miz attacks him after the bell. Priest shrugs him off, and he runs away, leaving Morrison behind in the ring to take another finisher from Priest. And backstage, Priest tells Pearce that he wants a lumberjack match. For some reason.
Well, in kayfabe, I got it, because everyone hates the Miz.
Yeah.
So you want a lumberjack match would probably help you.
Keep Morrison out of there.
Yeah.
There's loads of others. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that match, actually. I want it to be ended at Backlash. Yeah. That needs to be the end of it, but I think it should be a quite fun match.
Do you think that it'll lead to the breakup of Miz and Morrison?
The fact, they've sort of teased it over the last year numerous times, and I always think, they're going to do it now, That seems like the next sort of sensible step, doesn't it? Which would be a shame, because I've really enjoyed them together, but maybe the time's come. It wouldn't bother.
There's been little things, hasn't there? Like when Maurice came back, Morrison was a bit put out, and then Miz left him, he ran away, and Priest hit another move on Miz. Yeah.
He's done that a few times, hasn't he? Miz has left Morrison to get beaten down. I can't remember who it was with. It was when he had the briefcase.
Maybe Strowman. They were feuding with Strowman for a while.
That might have been it.
We get another Eva Marie vignette. It seems like they're actually going to make her a face, which is a bold decision.
What are they doing?
It says here.
Lads, why?
I can't wait.
Because it was all like, I might be beautiful, but it takes 99 photos to get the one that looks extra beautiful. And that somehow ties into, you can do it too. And I'm sat there like, with a big share of bag of Doritos going, no, I can't, Eva. Get out.
She is inherently unlikable. And the first vignette was very heelish as well. So maybe they've just changed it. Like, I don't get it. I don't want to cheer Eva Marie, to be honest.
Well, Vince obviously thinks she's admirable, doesn't he? He's from, wow.
Yeah.
What a
It does
dame.
not take her 99 pictures to get a pretty one.
No, it takes her one picture. Takes her one picture.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't know what to say. I've watched this and I thought they're actually, unless it's sarcastic and I've just totally missed the irony. Maybe.
Yeah, I think
maybe.
maybe. But...
Which they could always pivot to if it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Pivot, but I don't know.
MVP meets with Strowman backstage and implies that they should do business. He wants Braun to injure Drew tonight, making the title match at Backlash a simple one-on-one affair. Sure enough, Braun interferes in the main event between Lashley and McIntyre, hitting Drew with the running power slam. Lashley hugs him, but Braun hits a power slam on him too, before slamming him through the crowd barricade. He hits a final power slam on Drew and stands tall.
What a wimp.
Who?
Braun.
Braun?
He's just done it for himself. He's just trying to take both men out before the pay-per-view. Sure, it you know, it's a wise thing to do, but have some balls.
I read it as he was infuriated because MVP was trying to get him on side, and that made him so angry that he flipped out.
But just go for Lashley then. No, I get you.
Yeah, I'm doing this. Actually, yeah. Maybe you're right.
Yeah.
Braun's never been the most consistently booked man.
You know, the build-up hasn't been anything spectacular, but I'm really looking forward to the match.
Yeah. 3 big lads, isn't it?
3 big lads.
Drew's going to look small. Drew's massive.
Just wait till Jinder Mahal interferes.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was Raw.
It wasn't as bad as recent Raws, but I think Raws are now... I enjoyed it when they were really bad. I know it sounds bad, but I enjoyed it when they were...
enjoyed it?
Oh, well, it's better than them being... It's better than them being, like, quite bad like they are now. I want to be car crash like they were the past few weeks.
Yeah.
If you're going to be bad, be really bad.
Oh, yeah.
Don't be... Yeah.
Proper, like, 2003 TNA. Yes.
No one cares if a film gets a 5 out of 10 rating. If it gets a 1 out of 10 rating, you're like, oh, lads, we're going to see that.
Yeah.
NXT. Karrion Kross beats Austin Theory to open the show, but Balor appears next to him afterwards. He says he doesn't wait in lines and wants his rematch. Kross says he wants that too. Oh, that's nice.
I put, oh, that's nice because they agreed.
Didn't you?
They just aggressively agreed with each other.
Yeah.
Do you want a rematch? Yes, me too.
Like
Good.
Snitsky and Heidenreich backstage.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like your abs.
Yeah, it was like that.
Yeah. MSK beat Breezango in a match that includes a ref drop-down leapfrog spot. And it says, what is this, PWG?
Yeah. Look, they're not all banger jokes, okay? Sometimes
Sorry. I read that like Mr. Peanut Butter from BoJack. What is this, PWG? The two teams shake hands afterwards, and MSK call out Legado del Fantasma. Legado, not Legado, sorry.
I don't really like the ref thing. It doesn't bother me like that much or anything. I don't really like seeing refs be silly.
Oh.
Personally, NXT is generally, with the exception of like the odd like Cameron Grimes or Shotzi Azzo moments and whatever, it's quite a serious wrestling show, and I like that about it. But I don't know, there's something about referees just dicking about, and I just think, it doesn't entertain me, I guess.
I felt the same, but then I thought, is it because it's in a tag team match between two fun teams? Maybe.
Yeah.
Like I kind of excused it.
But refs shouldn't be able to do that, really. They're there to they're there to enforce the rules and all that. I don't really want to I don't want to see refs doing dropping down and jumping over and all that. So that's a wrestler. Wrestlers do that.
All refs these days are in incredible shape as well.
Of course.
Like they look amazing. I want the 80s back when the refs were just crap.
Yeah.
They just looked
blokes with beer bellies, balding.
Yeah,
that's what we want, isn't it?
That's what you want. I'm sure I saw a clip of one who was so out of shape that he didn't get down on them. He just counted. Although they did used to just do that, didn't they? They just used to count threes without slapping the canvas. They just kind of point and go one. Yeah. Maybe that wasn't because he was so big then. I think the person who tweeted it got it wrong. I think they put, look at this old ref. But I don't think it was that.
Like Nickelback. Look at this old ref. Can't even bend down. Pete Dunne cuts a promo about how disappointed he is that Cross chose to give Balor a rematch. He accuses Cross of avoiding him and throws out an open challenge to the locker room. Leon Ruff attacks from behind, but Dunne wins in a few minutes and attacks him after the bell. God, Leon Ruff. Taking all the bumps.
I agree with Pete Dunne on this one, I'm afraid. Even though he's the heel. Yeah! Karrion Kross has beaten Balor. Rematch clauses aren't an automatic thing anymore. Pete Dunne, give him a chance. Give him a shot.
But
Yes.
Balor beat Dunne, so Balor's higher up though, isn't he?
Fair play, Maffew. Fair play.
It's hard to disagree when Balor says anything, man. I mean, look at them. Raquel Gonzalez retains her women's title after an intense back and forth match with Mercedes Martinez. I like this. It's my highlight of NXT.
Yeah,
This
it was
women's
a good
division
match.
is.
It was a good match.
tremendous.
I don't think they got the best chemistry, you know. I still really enjoyed it, but I hope this is... Yeah, I don't know. It's,
I
something
felt
just
like
didn't
maybe
click here for me.
I felt like even if that was true and it wasn't maybe quite as smooth as it could have been, they made up for it by really hitting each other quite a lot. It was
fair.
very
Yeah,
intense.
that's
So yeah.
I'm alright with not everything looking silky smooth like peanut butter. It can't all be MSK or referees. Gargano is again complaining to William Regal about having to defend his title against Bronson Reed next week. The way he attacks Bronson backstage, leaving him more furious than hurt. Oh, that's nice. That's
Thank
some,
you.
That's some good typing up there.
I spent so long trying to word that in a way that would make sense.
Reed later announces their title match will now have a steel cage stipulation, so Austin Theory can fall off it.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Isaiah Swerve Scott is out to introduce Hit Row, his new stable. It consists of Top Dollar, AJ Francis, the NFL dude, I believe, B-Fab, Brianna Brandy, and Ashante the Adonis. If you don't know, now you know, it says.
Yeah, they said if you don't know, now you know. Like Biggie
now we know.
Smalls. Now, was my thought. Because when we read the names, when it was like, oh, they're going to be called this, this, and this, I was like, it's a bit weird. Now that the names are there and they're cutting promos, I'm like, oh, it's a bit Retribution.
No.
Just the names. Not them. They're presented much better. But the names, B-Fab, Top Dollar, it's lazy names.
What would you call them?
They just keep their names. Their original ones.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
But trademarks.
Ah, no.
Copyright.
All right,
What if they start a Twitch channel?
I'd name them after the 4 extreme dinosaurs. T-Bone. Wait, Retribution were just the extreme dinosaurs.
What are the
T-Bone.
extreme dinosaurs?
It was
They were like Street Sharks came out and they went,
Yeah.
what can we do that's vaguely similar? And they had extreme
dinosaurs.
I've never heard of this.
dinosaurs. Oh, so great.
I remember the Street Sharks.
Yeah.
Colossal Tussle 4 extreme dinosaurs. Saurian Stomp.
Extreme dinosaur. Oh,
The
such
theme tune was
hype.
oh lads. If anyone listening to this after this podcast, listen to the Extreme Dinosaurs theme tune on YouTube. The guy performs the hell out of it. Oh
yeah.
man. Oh,
This feels like a dream just because I've never heard of it. It sounds like you're ribbing me here.
something's really rocking on planet number 3.
It's been a while since I've sung the song and you look up the
Modern
lyrics. I
man's
have to
got
go to
prehistoric.
genius.com to check out the lyrics.
I think it's Modern
this
Man's
real?
got prehistoric tragedy or something. A colossal fossil fuse that you've never seen before between the reckless raptors and the extreme dinosaurs.
that's it, is it?
Extreme dinosaurs.
I'm convinced it's real now. My mate Fred once spent a whole lunchtime convincing everybody that there was a show called Unicorn by Nightman, where there was a man who was a unicorn but only by night. And by the end of lunch, everybody was like, "Yeah, I remember it. Oh, of course, it was brilliant. Was it CBBC or CITV? It was great." And I thought that's what you were doing with me here.
No, extreme dinosaurs, man.
Well, why make something up when Extreme Dinosaurs was real?
Oh, there were heels and fit. There was the reckless raptor. There was the raptors. They were the bad guys, and then the extreme dinosaurs. They could all talk English.
Obviously, yeah. And they had toys.
My
They
favorite
crashed and
was
smashed Jurassic 4. Yes.
they were so. Their names were so Retribution. I think it was T-Bone was a T-Rex. You had Hax, who was a Triceratops, I think. You had Steg, who's a Stegosaurus, and my favorite, Bullseye, the pterodactyl. They were very Retribution names. No, wait. Hax was one of the raptors. What was the Triceratops' name, Maffew? The blue one.
Nah, I couldn't tell you. I'm sorry.
No.
I know this is something I should know, but
It's
T-Bone,
fine.
Spike, Stegs,
Spike.
Bullseye, and Hard Rock.
Hard Rock?
They're the extreme dinosaurs, and then
Hard
the
Rock-
raptors,
I don't remember
Bad
Hard-
Rap, Hax, Splitor, and the Cyber Raptors. And
Wait,
then there's
wait,
the Quadranians.
Oh, this must have been later on. I don't remember Hard Rock in the slightest. Was he like a Poochie add-on?
Hard Rock, an Ankylosaurus from an alternate reality that's inhabited by humanoid dinosaurs. I don't know if
get
this helps you
out.
at all.
Get out.
After
What did
helping
they
them
do?
against the Raptors, Hard Rock joined the extreme dinosaurs. He is the principal pacifist. Hard Rock is tan and wears red pants with grey boots. Hard Rock is tan.
Well,
It's
they're all
10.
different colours. Like Spike's blue.
Right, okay.
Stegs,
I thought he
it's
just
not
meant
that he's been in the sun.
that is a very
He's
poochy
tan,
thing,
yeah,
isn't
he's
it?
just-
Like, yeah, he's tan. He's cool. He's got shades.
he's got a six-pack.
yes, they were velocitossing to the max.
Yes.
They'll fossilize those. They'll velocize them in their tracks.
In their tracks, extreme.
Extreme rhymes of extreme.
It was the most early
Tails
2000s, like
tails
late
that
90s,
snap
early
like
2000s
thunderclap.
thing.
Talk and stalk and rap the trap.
Extreme.
Yeah, so that's
Extreme Dinosaur.
Isaiah Swerve Scott's new stable, the Extreme Dinosaurs.
Can we do that forever now? Can we just call it the Extreme Dinosaurs? Sorry and stop! Bah!
they are their moves like that.
Oh, man.
So I was thinking about this. There's a lot of stables in NXT now. There's almost as many on NXT as AEW. They've got The Way, Hit Row, Mega del Fantasma, QAnon. I mean, there's so many stables in NXT. Extreme opinions on things. Leaving work dressed in your work gear to hear people talk about stuff. Extreme.
He's tan, isn't he?
QAnon.
He's very tan. Drake.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
Yeah, what's his special ability?
I'm not saying anything. I'm not
Inability to
thinking of a
process
joke.
Ted DiBiase continues to follow Cameron Grimes around and ruin his day. This time he outbids him at a property auction.
Just fun, isn't it? Just
I wonder
loads
what-
of fun.
I wonder what the payoff is going to be in
Hey.
They can't have a match, can they?
this one. No.
Imagine if he starts managing him.
That would be cool, but he doesn't need a manager.
He doesn't
though.
need a talker, does he? No. No, it's just, I don't know where it's going to lead. I guess DiBiase will slap on $1 million dream at some point and make him pass out, shove some dollar notes in his mouth, and that'll be it. But it's fun. It's going to be fun while it lasts, so, and I'm enjoying it every single week. Cameron Grimes is just gold. He's the funniest guy in NXT by, well, there's nobody else funny, is there?
No one's funny. I like the idea of like the new versus old in terms of how you got money. The $1 Million Man and Dogecoin or Dogecoin. I'm not sure how it's pronounced or whatever.
Sam was
Grimes
saying
was to have.
Dogecoin or something.
Was
I thought it was
telling you-
Dogecoin.
Was Sam telling you should get on it?
I wish
Sam
I had.
probably was,
Bloody
yeah.
hell. It winds me up. Like, we're all here working our asses off, and then somebody who was smart enough to stick a grand on something that was a penny can now be a millionaire. Fair play to him. Fair play if you got the balls to do it. I wish
That's
I
the
had.
the stock exchange, though, isn't it? Though they know that there's going to be a rise in the market, and they know when to sell. It's not, oh, let me bid this for whatever. Oh, via chance. You know, these people know what they're doing, and a lot of people are losing a lot of money as well.
Of course, that's true.
You know, that's the
I
other thing
thought-
we're looking at.
I tried to be clever once and invested £50 in like the smallest amount you could put on the website. I think it was either a flowers or a chocolate company in the run up to Valentine's Day, and I thought this'll work, and I lost £2. So I don't know about the stock market, man.
No, I'd want to know about the dodgy stuff like Wolf of Wall Street. The stuff that's guaranteed to make you money, and if I don't know about that, then forget it.
I've got shares in a crowdfunder because I used to work for the company that runs, crowdfunder.co.uk. And one Christmas, they gave us all, I think it was £500 worth of stocks or shares rather in that. And that's got really big now. So I imagine I'll be Cameron Grimes very soon.
That's good. Congratulations.
Also, someone said, I remember there was a little bit of discussion online going about, Brave, they got Ted DiBiase going in, considering all his legal trouble. I'm like, no, just to be people clear, Ted DiBiase had nothing to do with it. It was Ted DiBiase Jr. Not that one. No, it's not Del DiBiase Jr. That actually was someone, wasn't it? It was
it
El
Brett?
Hijo Del DiBiase, the other one.
I don't know the story well enough. Who was it?
It looked like, honestly, do you ever see Better Call Saul?
No, I'm not seeing
Oh,
it.
never mind. There's a plot where basically... I don't want to be a Sam and give away the bits. Yeah, sorry. You're good, Jack. It's good. You can listen. There you go. The thumbs up means good.
Everybody at home's just done that as well.
Yeah, you know what? No spoilers then. You know what? And it's not that big, honest. But it sounds very similar to that. Where... Wait, we shouldn't really just be blagging about it, should we? I'll actually Google, see what it is. Oh, do we care? Should we move on?
I think we should move on.
We'll move on. I think that's better, isn't it? Kyle O'Reilly beats Onnie Lorcan, but is attacked by Pete Dunne after the match. He's saved by the returning Bobby Fish. O'Reilly thanks Fish, but tells him he's going to do his own thing now. Fish says he understands, and he's got his own scores to settle too.
They're just two manly men on their own who don't need each other, but they appreciate their friendship. I loved it. I got really erect. It was class. It was just so manly and hot. I don't know where that's come from. I'm so sorry.
Extreme Jack's cock. Kushida faces Santos Escobar for the Cruiserweight title in a 2 out of 3 falls match. Wilde and Mendoza are out with Escobar and look to get involved, but MSK run out to attack. They all get ejected, leaving Kushida and Escobar alone for the match. Escobar goes 1-0 up, but Kushida immediately gets an armbar to level it up, and the champion eventually retains with a "No mother, it's just the Northern Lights suplex." Well done, Jack. I saw that tweet online. That was very good.
I shouldn't have tweeted it. I should have left it for the podcast. Oh, never mind.
No, that was the high. That was the finish. Go out when you're on the top, you know.
It was actually a weird finish, the Northern Lights suplex. I found it a bit of an odd one, but you know, it's technical, I suppose.
Excellent, Matt. I like what they're doing here in the same way that like AEW has the TNT title main eventing the shows, making it feel like a bigger deal. It feels like NXT doing a similar thing here with the Cruiserweight title. Excellent match. Makes the title feel like a big deal, which it often hasn't done in its... Like, especially, like, nobody really knew what was going on when it was on 205 Live or anything like that, did they? They weren't following it as closely as they are now. So I think this is a really wise decision. And yeah, they've just got heaps of chemistry, haven't they? Awesome.
I just heard a weird noise, lads.
Okay, here we go.
It hasn't happened again. It sounded like an owl hooing.
Hooing.
But it came from upstairs, I think. I don't know.
Maybe it's Owen just being silly.
He just loves it.
Owen's realised what time it is and gone, he'll be podcasting, won't he?
And he's just decided to mess with it. Fair enough.
There you go. Yeah, NXT is... The way it's put together is good, if that makes sense. Structurally, it's all right. The matches aren't always really nailing it for me because they're all very WWE blueprint, but... So if that makes sense. It's put together well, but... It's a well put together house that's all grey.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay.
With underlay. There you go. Suit yourselves. AEW Dynamite. Moxie opens the show.
What an up and down week this was for Dynamite. It was all over the place this show.
Absolutely. Moxie opens the show defending the IWGP United States title. He debuts his new theme music. The Wild Thing. So Wild. He calls himself the Wild Thing by the Trogs. Ask your granddad.
What did we think of that?
I had to ask people, is this his New Japan theme? And people went, no. I went, all right. And it is, if people don't know, it's the funny cover that Anita would come out to. That's Anita's song. So I would have appreciated that or understood it for the Exploding Barbed Wire match they did. Randomly having it, it's like, okay, are you always Wild Thing now?
Yeah, and if so,
oh, it's the owl.
Yeah, he's knocking.
Oh,
if so,
is that on your phone?
One sec. Owen, let me know what it is, please. I'm gonna just go and see what it is, lads. Yeah, carry on.
Oh, sure.
Everyone is fond of owls.
I don't know. I think it's just like I don't know if it's a one-off and that he's just used it for this match. Yeah. But Wild Thing as a choice, to me, it's just like, oh, right, Moxley, he's a bit unhinged. He's a bit of a wild thing. Wait a second, there's a song that we can do there. It's like, I don't know, give him Braun Strowman Crazy Train, or you know what I mean?
Yes,
It's just
really on the nose. Yes.
Yeah, it is a bit. It was a bit much for me. But when he came out, I was like, oh, he's quite cool, isn't he? And it is a good song.
You know what? I had a good idea. Team Taz, you got a good theme song, but I'll play a different one for your next theme. Oh boy, I can't wait for this, Tony Khan. Come to Tasmania. Come to Tasmania. No, I'm not actually Tasmanian.
It was for Owen. Anyway, I agree.
And you get the mic and go blah 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 blah. We're coming for you.
It's a bit too on the nose, isn't it? You're right.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like
Great song though. I really like the song.
All I saw with people going on about, it's like, wow, this really gets you in the mood, doesn't it? Especially when the flute solo kicks in.
Yeah.
Look, it's an all right song. It's, I think it's whatever, but it will pass the. Did he get the rights? The permission slip only came through now when they wanted it for the FMW match, I think.
So.
I've paid for it.
Sometimes I feel like if a song is too famous, then it doesn't work for me because I don't associate it with that wrestler. I associate it with itself, So it wasn't for me really. And Moxley had one of the more recognisable ones anyway in AEW.
Yeah, he did. It was a good theme.
Yeah.
He's facing New Japan's Yuji Nagata, making his triumphant return to TNT after 20-something years, and wins a very hard-hitting match. The pair show respect to each other afterwards. I mean, they announced this 2 weeks ago, and then last week they did the build-up with the really good New Japan video package, because their video stuff, even though I haven't watched them for years, I forgot how striking and lovely looking their video packages are when they present someone. So I was like, oh yeah, Yuji Nagata, I'm ready for this. And it was about 10 minutes long. That was fine. Didn't outstay its welcome. Just gave you some hits. Yuji Nagata, he didn't put much effort into his armbar that he usually does, but that's fine. He's getting on a bit. You know what I mean, Jack?
I do. Was there again, it felt like there was going to be a but, and then you were going to say something that you didn't enjoy.
No, that was it. I was like, it wasn't like the mega match. It was just, Yuji Nagata's here. We're going to build him up a bit, and he's going to lose. That's it.
Fair enough. Yeah, I agree. I enjoyed it for what it was.
Cool. Cody Rhodes cuts a Patreon. Oh my god! Just the most fun of AEW this week was probably reading the reactions to this promo. Cody Rhodes cuts a patriotic babyface promo, which causes some debate on social media. It says here, he says that when his daughter arrives, he doesn't want her to know he laid down under another man's flag. He got up and fought. He challenges Anthony Ogogo to a match at Double or Nothing and says he'll be fighting as the American Dream. I think that Cody had a point that he wanted to get across, and then when he wrote the rest of the promo, he goes, this doesn't really fit. Let me check with the editors or the people above. Oh, wait, I'm Cody Rhodes, that's me. And just went and did it. So you kind of knew what he was going for, but it was just like, you're going, okay. That was pretty out there.
Yeah.
Especially with Anthony Ogogo, just as Brits, just as Englishmen. All Anthony Ogogo did was like lay him out and lay a flag on him. And suddenly now he's the most patriotic man in the world. I'm like, oh, okay. Anthony Ogogo, the evil foreign heel.
Yeah, it's weird. I've never... it's not since like William Regal have we been the baddies. I don't understand what's going on.
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
What do you think, Jack?
I think that there's a cultural difference here because I'm not saying that
we've got culture and he's different.
I'm not saying that I'm not saying that people in the UK can't be patriotic. It's just sometimes to an extreme level, but it's a different type of patriotism. We express it in different ways through, getting drunk at the football. Whereas in America, it's like a very solemn thing, patriot. It's very like everyone's bored of our national anthem. When it plays an event, we're all like, yeah, we'll stand for the national anthem. In America, when they get to the land of the free, everyone's like, yeah, we're free. And I'm like, how does this... Which, is fine. But like if some foreign heel in England knocked out someone and then put an American flag over them, they'd get booed, but by the next week they'd have another match and it'd be forgotten. It wouldn't be like a serious thing that you've done there. So I don't really... There was a disconnect here for me, yeah.
I thought Cody liked British people. I don't know why he's so upset about it.
Yeah, what the hell?
Just to interrupt you, he named 3 of the best, didn't he? Douglas Williams, Warlad Pack, and Gabriel Kidd. Cody Rhodes keeping the spirit of WCPW alive in 2021.
I mean, he beat Cody for the Internet Championship. Yes. And I'm sad he didn't mention Liam Slater, because they had a very good match once.
Yeah.
Which is a shame.
Johnny Moss. Oh, he works for them. No, I can't. cut that bit out, Tony. Yeah.
After the match with Liam, they did a charming little thing where Cody went for a handshake and then Liam went, no, too sweet, me brother. I was like, oh, the lads are doing it. The lads.
No wonder he didn't mention him then.
Oh, no, I think that was probably planned, surely.
Nice shot on him. Liam's a fit guy, man. He's got nothing on him.
The Cody thing's weird because like it was just a very, very Cody promo. And I'm struggling to think of a word for it, but the best I've got is just a bit wanky, isn't it?
Overwrought?
Yeah.
That's a wanky term for a wanky promo. I like it, Jack.
It just feels a bit forced. It's a bit sort of melodramatic and just
when I make my
annoying.
voice shake.
I find it a bit annoying.
You know when you school when you do drama, and there were two lads who fancied themselves as pretty good at drama. They were quite cool lads, but drama was like their thing as well. They were like, yeah, we're good at this too. And there was a lesson once where we had to partner up and come up with a silent play and put on like a minute-long silent play or something and try and convey what was happening without using words. So then they're really taking this seriously and they're proper into it, these two, because they're quite good. And then they just went over the top and were too ambitious with it. And their whole play was just, one of them was sat with a blanket over him. The other one came in and picked him up and they walked off together. And the teacher went, yeah, well, I told you to make it clear what this was about and you haven't done that. And they were fuming. They went, he was a homeless man and I was helping him into my shelter over there. And she was like, well, that wasn't made clear. You should have done something like ordering food at a restaurant or something. It was meant to be that simple. And they made it too complicated and meaningful. And that's how I think Cody's promo was.
Yeah.
That was a good story, Jack.
Cheers, lads.
What you were saying. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
But we went from Cody wants to brag about that his wife's preggers. ... And you go, you even foreign menace. I'm going to beat you from America, USA.
I hope a go-go drops him.
You know what? I hope a go-go. Yeah, I didn't care about a go-go until this. Go on a go-go.
Oh, friend of the channel? All right.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Ross's mate.
Friend of Ross, yeah.
Oh, I had no idea, mate.
Aye.
Wake me up.
Watch what you say.
Before you go.
Oh, no.
Sorry.
I got really angry there.
I'm rightfully so. SCU face the Young Bucks for the tag team titles. It's a pretty wild match. Daniels is busted open early from a super kick at the ring post. I'm surprised he had that much blood left in his body still. SCU come close, but the Good Brothers are on hand to distract the ref. Matt does Shawn Michaels' "I'm sorry, I love you" finish jokingly, but SCU survive. The Bucks use a spray can behind the referee's back and eventually win with BTE trigger. Daniels and Kazarian are no more, and they have to break up. They hug it out, and they get this long, dramatic speech and stuff, and thank the No, we don't. We could immediately to backstage with Moxie and Kingston trashing the... What was that about? Very TNA, which I guess Kazarian and Daniel spent most of their career at, so...
Could have been one of like the biggest moments in AEW short history. It should have been huge. It's like they forgot to do it and then had to go back for the hug afterwards. The production on this was awful. Immediately taking the attention away from Daniels and Kaz by going to the backstage thing. It was baffling. I can't believe they did that. And I don't know. I kind of liked the "I'm sorry, I love you" bit because it was so sort of like we don't care about you. It was so piss takey that worked for me. But yeah, the aftermath, I think they really butchered it.
Yeah, the Bucks heel antics, I think a lot of people have realised might be experiencing that for the first time because that's what they were all about. And then they started off AEW's faces and that. But so yeah, I can forgive that as well. But yeah, it should have been on pay-per-view, surely, as well.
I think it would be if they did monthly pay-per-views, but with AEW doing these 4 a year, I think, ones, and they really do have a lot going on storyline-wise. Ideally, yeah, they would have, but there's 10 other things, the Young Bucks and the Good Brothers and this going on.
They don't need to be doing Moxley and Kingston versus the Bucks now.
That should have been the TV match.
Yeah.
And the SCU one should have been, yeah. If I was, we know better than Tony, is what I'm saying.
Of course we do. Yeah, we understand copyright a lot better than Tony.
He's
Not salty, not bitter. Look, I can joke about it now because AEW will be nothing but nice getting this sorted out. It's YouTube that is continuing to no-sell, rather like the finishes in this match. All their things saying, no, please retract them, YouTube. And YouTube just like, message seen. Yeah, whatever, AEW. Who'd you ever beat? Is what they're saying to them. So I've got no issues with them. But they did SCU dirty here.
Yeah, they did.
But still, good match. It's incredible to think that Daniels is still doing this at 51 or 52, whichever. And he doesn't look a day above 40.
How is he so good? He looks even younger than that. Just because he shaves his head, I think.
Yeah.
Like, he's in incredible shape. And he can move so well. It's crazy. Was the missed best moonsault ever at first a deliberate bit of storytelling, or was that a botch?
The fact that he immediately got up and did it again, I'm going to say, yeah.
I thought so as well, but...
Botches aren't bad. They're not always bad, Jack. It was a botch that actually fit the scenario.
Yeah.
A good botch, which is what the Good Brothers' new name might be a few weeks' time. So that was a thing. But at the same time, SCU haven't been really at the forefront of these things. So it makes sense to actually blow it off on TV. And you're right, it was amusing to see people online react to the bad guys being bad guys, like your dad watching Carlito spit apple and being disgusted. I'm like, you're supposed to be disgusted.
I was more frustrated that it hadn't been built properly. You say that, they haven't been at the forefront. That's AEW's issue, and they didn't make something of something that could have been a lot grander and really a lot of people could have invested in. I just think it was a shame. I think it was a missed opportunity.
You're right.
Suckers.
Yeah, and how can they have time for this when they have to get ready for the Casino Battle Royale at Double or Nothing? My least favourite thing they've ever done.
Really? Why?
Because they have so many people on the roster, they seem more intent on having one big match per show where everybody's involved. There'll be a 10-man, 11-man battle royal. And you're like, that's all good for people to get some buy rate money, I guess. But in terms of storylines, it means that we put stuff that we're invested in, like SCU versus Young Bucks, and people stuff, 10 people, 15 angles, 30 angles, AEW Dark.
Sure.
And Christian puts out a challenge to any member of Team Taz next week. He's going to be in that Casino Battle Royale thing. And then Matt Sydal comes back and says he's planning to beat Christian before that one pay-per-view coming along. And then Hangman Page also wants a rematch with Brian Cage at the pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, building up a lot of... Yeah,
building up stuff. And then Pac and Orange Cassidy have a number one contenders match. Cassidy is legitimately hurt midway through, apparently via the Ligabon, or the Sid Powerbomb, I guess, how you say it, where you can see Pac like 1, 2, oh no, look, he kicked out of his own accord, moving him on the thing, and then Aubrey checking him, and everyone basically doing what they did on Raw with Humberto and going, oh, okay, he's hurt, but we've booked a finish. According to the online report, it's going to be a 20-minute double no one wins draw situation.
Double no one wins.
Yes, that was beautiful English, wasn't it? And then they went, all right, well, whatever, we'll just have Cyrus the Virus come out and distract him, and he gets hit in the head, and then Kenny Omega go, ha, you both suck. Ha ha, I don't get to fight anybody. And then Omega realizes, Schiavone informs him that Tony Khan has booked a triple threat match instead.
So they got there in the end. It's weird because we were talking about Humberto and Sheamus earlier being called off almost immediately. This obviously dragged isn't the word, but it went on too long. Really, I know they had to figure out a way to get the finish that they wanted, but there were a few really awkward and uncomfortable moments in there. The one that springs to mind was the drop kick to the back, and he was clearly working hurt. He was clearly not. He was shaken or whatever. I don't know. It was just uncomfortable.
You'd think, following the Matt Hardy, Sammy Guevara thing, that AEW would be like, oh, okay, yeah, like, how about everyone knows it's fake? How about we just stop this and make sure everyone's all right or whatever? But no, they're not yet. So, just saying. But still, on a positive note, Pac getting a title shot.
I mean,
trying to be optimistic.
It'll be good. Hopefully, I think it'll be a really good match. But he's not gonna win, Matthew. Nah. Come on now.
He might.
He's not gonna win though.
Nah.
He might.
He's not going to win though. Something.
MJF leads the Pinnacle out to cut a promo about winning the Blood and Guts match. He's wearing a crown. The group are interrupted by members of the Inner Circle pulling up in a cart. MJF says they might as well get out of here because Jericho's never shown his face on Dynamite again. And he goes, oh yeah? And then Jericho pops out a trailer at the back of the cart. MJF, you fool.
I wish he'd been off for like 2 months, man. Like, why did he come back the week after?
Like Triple H is Survivor Series 2000.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Jericho asks for a rematch. MJF says no. So Sammy sprays the Pinnacle with a champagne cannon. Oh, ho, ho. Schiavone laughs a lot. The Pinnacle take a lot of comedy bumps. Whoa, bubbly everywhere. MJF agrees to a rematch, saying that at Double or Nothing, it'll be Stadium Stampede. But if the Inner Circle lose, they'll have to break up forever. Forever.
Weird contrast, isn't it, from the image of the previous week's Dynamite with MJF atop the cage, covered in blood, looking truly, truly evil, to them being sprayed with bubbly.
Whoa!
Oh, where's the tomatoes, lads? It was,
no.
man, I don't believe and I saw people like say, it was a brilliant tribute to Attitude Era WWE and the beer truck and all that. No, it wasn't.
It was a bad tribute to it.
It was rubbish.
Pretty
stupid.
I liked when Sammy had to, because he was meant to be in kayfabe, he was the one shooting the champagne, but he didn't actually have control of when the tap came on. So he's like, Jericho's like, Sammy, let him have it. Sammy's still got one hand on it like that. It just starts coming out. He goes, oh, come on, let's go. Yeah.
There's the highlight of the segment.
Yeah, that was it when Sammy shot his load.
Well, behind any segment.
You know what? Nah.
No, the low hanging fruit. He's got it. He's done it. Yeah. He's secured it.
We're supposed to be PGing it this week. We've done a very bad job of that.
Well, he shot the can. Anyway, so Jericho did an interview with Meltzer and Alvarez before Blood and Guts and said this is going to be a long-term story. And I was like, oh no, it shouldn't be. It should be just about elevating the Pinnacle. And then the match happened, and I thought he was just lying. That's very final. Him falling off the cage, bang, MJF's the new guy in town. And then it turns out, no, Jericho was telling the truth, and it is going to be more of a drawn-out story. And I'm quite disappointed about that, sadly.
I did see someone's comment online. I don't know who's tribute to, but they said, how unrealistic was this? Referring to Jericho coming back and going, there's no way Jericho would waste all that champagne. Thank you, that guy. Yeah.
One more thing. What's the obsession in AEW with heel stables buying each other presents? I've lost track of the amount of segments where they've gone, I've bought you a gift, lads. It's all of these watches. And then they're pointless. There's no need.
Yeah, because that's what happened with Nation of Domination, but they all got watches, but then Farouk got a big picture. Attitude Era. It's all the Attitude Era.
But in this one, they just got watches.
Because they're not turned on each other.
Why?
Yeah.
Why? MJF's, he did it the other week when Inner Circle jumped him in the locker room. I'm sure he was like, "Guys, I've bought you some great, whatever."
They got the jackets and all that, didn't they?
Yeah.
And
I think it's so
Sammy
they
can
can
get one immediately.
People can analyze it and tweet and go, "These are fake watches," like how the other books had the fake sneakers.
The other week when Jericho and the Inner Circle beat them up in the locker room, beat up the Pinnacle, just before.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure that MJF in that one was like, "Guys, I've bought you these sports coats or whatever." I'm just like, what? I don't care.
No, you're right, yeah.
It's weird.
I love that you pay attention to all this stuff because I've just become quite numb to a lot of AEW stuff because there's so many things happening at once that it becomes a blur. And especially on an episode where SCU break up forever and then MJF announces, all right, you lot, if we beat you, you break up forever.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
So, okay. You can't tell there's like 4 or 5 different people writing these shows and they all come together at once and go, what have you got? I've got this. All right, looks good.
What's worse, though? That, one writer per storyline, or everything being the same, like in WWE?
See, I'll take AEW. I'd rather have stuff happening, even if it's erratic and all over the place, than nothing happening. But that's me. I know lots of people disagree, and that's why we have opinions and podcasts. What about you, Pachidi?
No, I agree. I'm totally with you.
Oh, okay, great.
Oh, we're stoking the fumes here. We're stoking the fire here. I think AEW's better as well.
Yeah.
JR has a sit-down interview with Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. They talk about her attacking Shida earlier during a Forbes photo shoot. Britt says she thought they'd want photos of the new champ when the magazine goes to print. That makes sense.
That was cool. That was a good line. Britt's one of the best things in AEW.
Ah, yeah, absolutely.
Can't wait for her to butter Hikaru Shida. If Shida wins, I'm going to be livid.
Yeah.
I'm going to be livid, lads. I'm
I'm done. I'm waiting for anyone to beat her. I'll take Vicky Guerrero at this point.
I wouldn't quite go that far.
Afterwards, Thunder Rosa beats Jasmine Allure in a very short match, so ends our designated women's wrestling portion. Yep.
They were getting better. They were getting better at giving the women's division more time, and then this week it was like that amount. It was strange.
Yeah, it was weird. It was just like, oh yeah, Thunder Rosa is still here, by the way. Like she's still. I didn't understand. It was pointless.
Do you know a story going on in the NWA at the minute?
Go on.
Oh my God, Adam.
No.
So you know it, Maffew. Yeah, so she's in a feud with, I can't remember who with actually, but if she loses, then, is it the feud with Nick Aldis's big bodyguard lady? Anyway, Thunder Rosa's in this feud, and if Thunder Rosa loses, the stipulation is then she's only allowed to work in the NWA. She can't go elsewhere, which is the NWA saying, we're not as big and popular as AEW. So the heel has said, if I beat you, then you've got to stay here. It's a loser stays in town.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
It's against Camille.
Yes, that's
Yeah. But yeah, the loser stays here match. Like, no!
Yeah.
What could be worse? So.
Oh, brilliant.
And in the main event, almost saving the show, Miro wins the TNT title, making Darby Allin pass out in the game hour. You know the juice you can get? That instead of squash, it's double strength squash to save space in your cupboard. This was a double strength squash. Awesome. Just absolutely battered.
It's great, wasn't it?
Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky attack Sting. So their face, those two. But the Dark Order arrived to chase them off. Why do they care? I don't know.
Why did the Dark Order... Yeah.
Wasn't Sting... Whatever. Again, storytelling, blah, stuff. Miro celebrates and Lance Archer arrives to stare him down. Sure, whatever. Lots of stuff happening, but the priority was, my God, Darby Allin could take a beating.
He's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
He's amazing. I said this in the news video, but you'd be overjoyed if you got booked against Darby Allin in any match, even if you're not going over, because he just sells like a maniac. He makes everyone look incredible. This was the first AEW title change this year, 2021.
Really?
Yeah,
wow.
I think so. It's a good thing.
Miro's really good at giving a beating as well, so it worked really well.
Yeah, they've turned a corner with him, haven't they? They needed to do this. This was if he was going to drop the title at any time, this was the time to do it. And yeah, Darby has been a flipping phenomenal champion. He's been so good. He's just had great matches. What was it, like a 16-week or a 16-match winning streak or something like that? It was a lot of matches. Was it 11? It was a lot of matches. And he's really made that title feel great.
Do you not think that the Miro thing was deliberate? In that he was brought in as this semi-comedy character with Kip Sabian. Because they brought in Brody Lee, he lost to Moxley. And they brought in Lance Archer and he lost to Moxley. And everyone was like, oh, they're bringing in these monster heels and they're just getting beaten straight away. And I always thought maybe they're doing this on purpose with Miro so that he's got time to... But I don't know if that's true or not, but I always just felt like it was a deliberate thing rather than a... I can't believe they're doing this with him thing. Like, it still wasn't very good. I admit it could have been better, but I always felt like maybe it was like a deliberate introduction. I don't know.
Maybe, but they had so much ammunition with Miro joining and the way that he'd been booked in WWE and never really like made it as far as he could. There was lots to work from there.
Yeah.
So it feels like a waste if that was the intention.
It's true. That is true.
No, but you are right though, Jack. That's a good point. You can't really have him come out and beat this Miro when there's Lance Archer already doing his super squash where he brings the guy down the ring with him and all this. So, yeah, have him marinate, play some games, chill with his friend, kill his friend, and then beat Darby Allin. Yeah.
If it was deliberate, then fair, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Been a mediocre week of wrestling, I think.
Wow, I thought it was eventful, Adam. Come on now.
Do you think?
Stuff happened.
Yeah, lots of stuff happened.
Some bad stuff. But I'll take, as I said before, I'll take stuff happening over nothing happening.
All the news was in the wrestling.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's a fair point. That's
strange.
a fair point.
Backlash,
okay,
WrestleMania Backlash this weekend, lads.
A mediocre news-filled week. That was the mediocre week.
Let's have a rummage in our mail bags.
Let's have a look in the mediocre mailbag. Number 1, I'm joking, it's never mediocre. Number 1, hi guys. Just wanted to thank you all for the content from your name redacted days to now and all the future content you will create. I also wanted to shout out Adam for allowing me to plug my small YouTube channel where I interview people during his live streams. It has really helped to grow all the kind words from you guys.
Oh, is this Tom?
Oh, sorry, it's really helped to grow.
Yeah.
All the kind words from you guys about my content has helped my confidence, especially Adam and Andrew. Oh, my dream is to interview you guys on my channel when the world is more normal, which leads me to my question. Who is your dream interview or guest for the channel on Straight to Hell, Desert Island Graps, or otherwise? Much love, you're all amazing. Tom Speller or Tom Talks Rubbish.
Go and give
Tom
him a
Talks
subscribe as well. Search Tom Talks Rubbish on YouTube. He's a lovely guy. And the reason that we've not been able to do the interview yet is because Tom's unable to do it via Zoom or anything like that. So it's got to be in person. But I'm sure we'll make it happen one day. So dream guests on the channel for Straight to Hell or Desert Island Graps or whatever.
I've got one wrestling one and then one that's just not a wrestling one, but I'd just like to interview them.
Okay.
Well, my wrestling one would be Triple H because he was my favourite as a child, and I think I'd feel like if I interviewed Triple H, it would be like, wow, like everything's come full. Wow, what a great! I might just quit then. I'd be like, well, see you later, lads. I've done it. I was on a media call with him once, which was a really surreal moment, and I had to call him Paul, which I felt uncomfortable doing. But apart from that, I came out of the meeting room or the studio, sorry, and Ross was in there working at the same time, and he was like, what was so funny in there? And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, you were laughing like a schoolgirl. I was like, it was Triple H. And also Billy Joe Armstrong from Green Day, the singer, because they're my favourite band, so I just think that would be cool as well. So yeah, those my two.
Probably Mr. Sidney Poitier. No, I would... the wrestling side of things, I'd probably go for... I mean, Vince is an obvious one. If he was still with us, Andy Kaufman. Kevin Nash with a big bowl of ravioli. Let's recreate that. There you go. Nash, Straight to Hell, ravioli.
What was your real one, Vince, there?
Yeah, probably... it's got to be Vince because he's the most fascinating human being on the planet. But Andy Kaufman is a second.
Fair.
I'd say hardcore Nick Gage.
I think I'd say hardcore Holly there.
Hardcore.
Oh, that'd be good as well.
We can get him.
Yeah,
It wouldn't be that difficult.
It's not that dream. But yeah, getting Nick Cage because he does have the Vice documentary feature on him, which is nice and lovely. He's a CCW fan. Well, he used to be, of course, like every other CCW fan. He used to be, but don't watch anymore because it's naff. But to see him get this weird rise in popularity as being, the hardcore hero himself. I would love Tom just to sit him down and ask him about, like, all right, so who's your favorite extreme dinosaur? I love the Velociraptors, man. Yeah. MDK, dinosaurs every day. I think that'd be good. A good mix because Tom really can get the best out of people, or what we've not seen from other podcasts or interviews.
Okay, so yours would be for Tom to do. Yours would be for Desert Island Graps.
Yeah.
What about a non-wrestling one? Like would it be Mario or something?
Yeah, I'll have Ross have Mario.
No, who would be your non-wrestling? I don't know a lot about you as far as like I know you like video games and I know you like wrestling, but apart from that, like Jack, he's into basketball. He might like to interview Michael Jordan or Shaq.
Jordan would be nasty to me. He seems like a bit of a nasty man, but LeBron James would be nice. He seems like a nice man.
LeBron.
Yeah.
I'd say at this point, Mads Mikkelsen.
Who's that?
An actor. Hannibal, Casino Royale.
Anthony Hopkins. What do you mean?
The one who cries blood.
Very famous. I didn't realize I had to explain who Mads was.
Does he cry? Does he cry? The
guy who cries blood in Casino Royale.
The
strange
really
villain,
vile-looking one, really serpent-like. Am I thinking of the right guy? The guy who's the main baddie in Casino Royale, which I have seen.
He looks a bit like an evil Bill Nye.
What's his name? Miles?
An evil Bill Nye.
Miles Morales?
Oh, God,
what's his name?
Mads Mikkelsen.
Mads
Mikkelsen.
Mads.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the right guy. Oh, he's really good looking, actually. Isn't
Yeah,
he?
I don't know. The serpent looking dude. I'm like, no.
They made him look villainous for the.
Of course,
old,
I mean, he's a villain.
I didn't get that.
Stunning.
I didn't get the whole like Mr. Bond, your opponent is the best poker player in the world, and his tell is that he cries blood. I just imagine
Bond looks at the camera and goes, wow, this is a tough table.
Yeah, Bond's like, I think he might have a bad hand here.
Yeah. No, but he tricks him though with his tell, because he goes, oh, you thought you knew my tell. Oh, sorry about that. Where's your money gone, mister? Oh, there it is. But I do like the Photoshops that popped up all over the place when it's like, Mr. Bond, you thought you could beat me at Hungry Hungry Hippos.
Yeah.
All the different sports. But yeah, it would be Mads.
Okay.
Because as an actor, like him, as a dancer, appreciate his effort. And I love Hannibal, so...
Is it worth watching? Because I really love the Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, you
film.
betcha.
I might spend my weekend doing that then, because like Red Dragon is one of my favourite films ever. So Silence of the Lambs. Hannibal also is there.
Again, I was all in the Hopkins boat, but now I've seen the TV series. I'm like, sorry, Hopkins.
Oh, really? Isn't it? It's
I am no longer best friends with Hopkins. I'm now... Mads Mikkelsen is now my best friend.
Set in Nazi Germany or something?
What? No.
What? Is it not? Am I thinking of something else?
Oh, are you thinking of Hannibal Rising, which I haven't seen, but
maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Okay.
It's a remix of the Hannibal lore, because there was some stuff that they didn't have permission to use, because they finally got that Clarice Starling series that's being greenlit. So she's not in it. A lot of stuff isn't in it, but it's kind of married. You'll get what I mean when you see it. But yeah, I'd interview him. I don't know what I talked to him about, to be honest with you. I'll probably stumble on me words like Jack talking to Triple H, but I'd have a good time doing it, and that's what matters.
Let's make it happen.
Yeah. Number 2. Hi to everyone at Cultaholic. I've been following you guys since Name Redacted. However, I only started watching the podcast after about episode 90. Oh, good. I'm very glad about that, mate. It's now something I look forward to every Friday. Yeah, no. So my mate is doing his stag do in Newcastle this year. Once everyone is allowed in clubs, hopefully, it says. He wants to do a night where we go out dressed as WWE wrestlers. My mates had dared me to go as Goldust with full robe, lycra, and face paint. Now, firstly, as you guys know the area, is there any venue that would happily allow in people dressed up as an array of wrestlers?
Probably Rise.
Yeah, a lot of places do. You're always guaranteed one big group of people all dressed up in fancy dress on Friday night.
It's a stag do town, isn't it, Newcastle? You'll find places.
You'll be all right. Secondly, how big is the wrestling scene in Newcastle? Because if I go out dressed as Goldust, I would like to think at least one person would recognise me. Maybe you guys could be out that night just to give us some recognition. You'll be all right. Yeah, we used to be a hotbed for wrestling.
I think this wrestling scene in Newcastle was quite small until around sort of mid 2016, when just for some reason it just exploded. It's as if there was a really popular bunch of guys who brought wrestling to the town.
Loads of personalities, and then to a lesser extent some all right wrestlers as well that people were really seeing, paying to see the YouTube superstars.
And that man was Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say, and that promotion was MEW up in Long Benton. Come on, the boys.
I would have said that. That would got me heat, because they would have gone, yeah, we have. We've been running since 2005, you cheeky guess.
That's what. Wow, they should be better than they are, really. No.
I've been to a few shows.
Also, if he's on this week, I know you've done that video dressed as Goldust. How did you find it? Have I made a terrible mistake agreeing to do this?
Yeah, it's really awful. You all do. Yeah, that face is understandable, Jack.
I feel so bad. I just point out, I've been to MEW and enjoyed it. It was just a wee joke.
Good. Brilliant. The Goldust thing, I wouldn't advise it. You'll be very, very cold. So I wore like a gold morph suit. And I remember doing it at that Manchester Wrestling MediaCon thing. And it's really... You'll see everything. It's not a very forgiving costume. I remember Jen saying to me, "Oh, that doesn't leave a lot to the imagination, does it?" And that wasn't a compliment at all. It's very...
Why would that be a compliment? And normally I love, willies and that, but...
it was a cold day as well back there. It was... It's not fun, but it's a very, like, you'll probably look the best out of everyone, or at least the most striking. Like, you'll have your Macho Man Randy Savages and your Hulk Hogans, but you're there knob out and you'll have a great time of it. There's a reason that I was wearing like a little robe on top of it, because if I ever like stood up or moved, it was just, it's form fitting, isn't it? So, and I don't have a great form.
Okay.
So yeah, you'll enjoy yourself. And as Jack and Maffew say, there's loads of places that you could pull it off. That nobody's gonna say no to you going in. I would recommend the Crown Posada. I think it would go down very well at the Crown Posada at the bottom of Dean Street.
There will be some, probably like the Diamond Strip. You probably will. They'll be like, no, mate. But there will be places where you can.
Trillions, you'd be grand. Start off at Trillions and then go to Rise. It's on a Saturday night.
Rise. There'll be various places. Yeah. Maybe get into digital, but that's actually I've not been to digital in like 10 years. That's for the kids now.
Is that the one that opens till 5? No, I'm thinking of
Worldies, World HQ.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking
World
of.
headquarters.
The pink rooms.
No.
DJ Richard Tubman at Worldies, so maybe he goes all night. What was I going to say there? Yeah, it'll be good. You'll enjoy it. But what I will say is make sure that they are all also definitely dressing as wrestlers, so that it's not one of those viral jokes where you turn up dressed as Goldust and they're all like at the train station like, way! Like, you don't want that.
Oh, no.
You don't want that at all.
We did that to my mate. Came as a Smurf. Great.
Really?
Then he got a massive bollock in because he left blue paint all over the chairs in the pub. It was so good. He had the beard.
No.
He was the one with the beard, the old bloke. Uncle
Papa
Smurf.
Smurf.
Papa Smurf. Uncle Smurf. Yeah, he got wrong, as they would say up here.
They
Wait, so he was still wet?
Yeah, well, no, it was just because, like, we went to a normal pub and, well, face paint doesn't properly stay on, does it? Blue is a very, like, you'll notice if there's some blue on a chair, and he was getting it on everything.
Blue's not the most pub colour. It's not like the colour I associate with pubs. My mate tried to do this to me once, and it was before I'd heard of the Smurf thing, the joke. When we were at uni, he went, right, I've been invited to this dinner party, but the whole concept is that we don't know none of the guests know each other. The only person who knows everyone is the host. They invite a bunch of guests who don't know each other, and then all of those guests invite their mate as well. So it's just a party of strangers, basically.
Sounds awful.
And he said, yeah, I didn't go. He said, yeah, come to this party with me, but also we need to dress as Smurfs. And I went, no. And he just went, and he got really cross at me. He was like, why won't you dress as a Smurf? And that's when I started to realise that this is I can see what he's doing here.
It's a really good joke, though, isn't it?
That's even more brutal, though, in front of strangers, turning up as a Smurf.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Some particularly harsh hazing. But it should be said, Danny from Croydon, South London, thank you very much for the lovely
Danny.
letter.
Cheers, Dan.
Message. And you can have a good time in Newcastle regardless, mate, don't worry. But it should be said that Dustin Rhodes, in his autobiography, which is, a bit worrying because you can barely remember any of his career, does point out what I never thought of when I watched his Goldust matches and gone, God, he's not very good, is he? Like, as you've gone out to wrestle. When he put on that they put on the face paint and then the vinyl outfit, and he's there, it's like, I can barely breathe. So, and imagine how hot these arenas are when you're doing anything involving effort, where you're like that, you're like, and then the bell rings. So, if you're full of cardio and you look great, Danny, you're going to make a great Goldust. If not, you look like every other person who's ever dressed up as Goldust.
Sorry for going off on a tangent before the next question, but Adam, do you do that as like an alpha dog move? Where Matthew's read like that's from Danny there, and you've gone, cheers, Dan. I'll decide what your name is.
I thought you meant the Smurf thing.
Because I've heard you do that before. I've heard you do that before.
No, that wasn't I'll call you whatever you want.
You do that quite a lot.
Cheers, you little scrote.
I've noticed you do that, and I think
no, not even slightly.
I think you're doing it in an alpha dog way. Yeah. I think you're going.
Well, if I have proven,
I'll decide.
That is why I'm doing it. No, I genuinely, I didn't know. It was just, I just shortened it. My brother's called Dan, I guess. Maybe that's it. And
no, I've heard you do it with multiple people. With the air of a man who's read it on a website and it says, you'll seem like the big dog if you do
that. That's subreddit that I'm always visiting. Says that's like, yeah.
But then
but
then you run into Tom Campbell, who's like a bigger alpha dog, because he calls you Ad sometimes. And I'm like, wow, he shortened a name that's not even usually shortened.
I call him T.
Just
Mr. T.
Start just
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Yeah, I'm
but I
sorry,
might start
yeah.
doing that, Jay.
See, that's the vibe it gives off, though. I know that one was a joke, but
No.
I feel
maybe
demeaned.
unintentionally.
Maybe it's. I'm sure it's unintentional. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
I do like it when we get
trying
a
to be a
little
psychologist.
tour of the inside of Jack's head.
Yeah, I think you're overthinking it.
Mate, I overthink everything. It's like my
okay.
thing, isn't it? Yeah.
First of all, I have to ask, I'm sorry to ruin the mood, but why are you calling it Alpha Dog?
I don't know.
I was going to call Alpha Male.
I don't know why I'm calling it Alpha Dog.
The Alpha Dog!
Yeah.
I don't know. Can we go to the next one?
The Alpha Dog is here!
Look how Maffew
If
started.
you've got a long name, he's only going to say the first bit.
Look how Maffew started ridiculing me after you shortened my name, demeaning me.
That's right.
yeah.
Beforehand, you look bigger, but now, for some reason, after something Pacitti said, you look more vulnerable.
Like a wee little boy. Yeah.
Yeah, the beta dog.
Okay, Matthew Gregg, what is the next question?
Oh, wow, I suddenly feel taller and stronger. What is this weird feeling coming over me? Number 3. Morning, gents. Morning. I'm a teacher, and I'm currently teaching media studies. Ooh. This week, we looked at audio media, and specifically podcasts. Just thought you'd like to know that I use the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast as an example. Oh, I was delighted to find out my class had 2 listeners in already. Wow. The 2 of them
I bet I
apparently
could
had...
pick them out. I bet if I saw that classroom, I could pick out the ones who listen.
Oh, yeah, the ones with all the girls around there.
Yeah, exactly.
When I've got 10 grand in dog coins in the pocket. The 2 of them
Dog
apparently
coins.
had no idea what anyone else...
Dog coins.
Currency you get at school for being cool these days.
That's right, yes.
Oh, you
You got a B in your class, it's 50 dog coins.
an alpha dog coin, mate.
Alpha dog coin. The 2 of them apparently had no idea that anyone else they knew listened to it either. And I had to hold back my laughter as the 2 of them proceeded to use it woof woof moo moo as a greeting to one another to look for amusement from their classmates.
They don't care. They're alpha dogs, those boys.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're boys or not. I don't know if you specified those people.
They are. Yeah.
How do you know? We've got a female viewership.
They're the lads, Jack.
4.5%.
Is it? Oh. So sad.
I think you guys have answered the question about which wrestlers would make good teachers before, so let's reverse it. Which wrestlers would make the worst teachers of a particular subject? Ooh. A few examples to run with. Scott Steiner as a maths teacher. It says here, obviously. Although Maffew might disagree, Bret Hart as a history teacher, because I'm pretty certain he'd find a way of attributing every significant event in history to himself.
Well, that's more
Okay,
Hogan.
yeah.
Brett would slag off everyone in history.
Yeah, he wouldn't turn it against himself. If he was involved in it, it would be the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
It's not, didn't involve him. You're thinking of the Young Bucks. Or Big Boss Man as a food tech teacher. Hey, there would always be way too much pepper in the food. Oh, good times. Long-time fan and patron. Thanks for everything you guys do to keep us entertained and informed. Dan. Thank you
Dan.
very much, Dan.
Thanks,
or as
Daniel.
Pacitti calls you.
Danny. D. Big D. No.
Big D. Yeah.
No.
I was waiting for Big T. Thank you.
No, I haven't done that.
Wow, that's a good question from
I've
a
got
good
one here.
emailer.
I'll be honest, I included it more for the kids in the class, so they'll be excited when they get a shout out. But we can answer Dan's question as well, though. You know.
Of course you
Somebody who would be really bad at teaching something, Jeff Hardy and music. Because let's face it,
Fantastic. How are we going to follow that?
because he's awful, isn't he?
Modest. To
the top.
Straight from the...
He's so good at wrestling, but when he does literally anything else,
That could be any wrestler, though, really, isn't it? Really good at wrestling, just pretend they don't exist outside.
no,
of
because
it.
Bret Hart does the caricatures, doesn't he? And he's the best in the world
so,
at him.
That is so charming, you know. When I realised those were Bret Hart's drawings, I was like,
They're
that
amazing,
is...
aren't
I got a whole new... I viewed him in a whole different way. I was like, what a cutie pie.
Yeah.
And it was him and all his mates that he drew as well. I was like, oh.
And every time he
was in the middle
did a
of the big-
caricature of that person with tears in their eyes, they'd say it, the best caricature that I'd seen. I love Bret. No one knows. Everyone knows that. No one loves Bret more than me, but Bret's book is hysterical.
He only gets away with it because he was so good, doesn't he?
Because he's Bret Hart, right?
Yeah, right. We need to think of a teacher,
A bad teacher.
a bad teacher, yeah.
I've got a kayfabe one.
Go on.
Shawn Michaels and computing because of the
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah.
What other lessons are there?
Flip Gordon and physics.
Yeah.
I'll stick with that. There we go.
Yeah.
Ric Flair on finance.
Yeah, we've done it, lads. We've done it. That's the
All I got.
Pachees was the best.
Yeah, Pichidi, you should have gone last.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And those were the messages from the mailbag this week. Thank you very much, everyone who sent theirs in. If you have any thoughts, questions, or just things you want to yell at us, to be honest with you, we'll take them all. Mailbag at cultaholic.com. Now it's time for Reese's Pieces, but according to my notes, it says throw to Jack.
Here we go.
What do we throw at Jack?
We throw to the Reese's Pieces, but it said whoever gets the email has to do because the answers are obvious to the person who's read it, so it wouldn't make sense. It's not a quiz. Well, it is a quiz, but it's also a bit of a Reese piece. So I've included it anyway.
I like these.
So what we need to do is it's a game of basically like there's going to be a list of. I'll read the email. Hello, you lovely gentlemen. Oh no, wait, that's the wrong one. For God's sake.
Hello,
It's
you
an absolute nightmare.
arsehole gentleman.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. I hate you all. Here's an email.
Okay. There it is. TopeCon, how's it going, guys? During lockdown, I've been keeping friends busy with various games we can play over Zoom or text. One of the more popular games involved seeing if non-fans could discern real wrestling names from fake ones. This will probably be an easy round for you knowledgeable chaps, but nonetheless, I thought maybe you'd like to give it a try. In each group of names, you need to find the one fake wrestling name, at least according to Cage Match. For Ross, or Jack, since you'll probably be running this game, I've placed an asterisk next to the fake wrestler. Good luck. And away we go. So you both understand?
Yep. Choose the fake.
Round one. There's going to be like 6 names in each group, but only one of them is fake.
Okay.
Round one. Mike Awesome, Greg Excellent, Craig Classic, Too Tough Tony, Barry Brave, Kerry Awful, Mike Modest.
It's Barry Brave.
Correct.
Wow. I was going to say Greg Excellent. Who's Greg
Yeah.
Excellent?
Greg Excellent, he's a comedy wrestler, but he was very good. He's a CZW dude, so biased. He also is infamous for getting CZW thrown out of arena because it was a lovely established arena and they were all right with the wrestling. But he did a backstage promo with one of those novelty aprons that had a complete naked body on. And he did that right next to the sign of like the Proud Wrestling, whatever arena it was. And they went, okay, that's where we draw the line. Barbed wire we're all right with, but we draw the line at that massive knob.
Round two. Mecha Mummy, Mecha all in caps, Manfred von Karma, Jacob Hammermeyer, Dr. Cube, Sir Oliver Grimsley, Quefka the Quiet, Paris de Silva.
The second one.
Matthew's killing it.
Wow.
Whoa, we found a new
That's
talent that he's got.
incredible, yeah.
Yeah, that's really
Those
good.
are mostly Chikara do. Oh, and Mecha Mummy.
I've heard of-
everyone knows that one, right?
I think out of that, I'd only heard of
Oh.
Jacob Hammermeyer and Dr. Cube, I think.
See, I hadn't even heard of Dr. Q.
He's a
Oh,
Chikara.
the evil
Right.
Dr. Cube.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Round three is the easiest one so far, I'm afraid. Super Cop Dick Justice, Detective Slam Slade, Freddie Mercurio, Cheeseburger, Crazy Steve, Truth Martini, Just Incredible. So a lot of famous
Detective.
ones.
Oh,
Detective Slam Slave.
Correct.
yeah, I was going to have to guess him as well, but
Had
I
you
wasn't
heard
too
of-
sure.
I'd
Freddie
heard of every other one.
Freddie Mercurio,
Yeah.
who's that?
Yeah. He does a Freddie Mercury gimmick, doesn't he? That's the guy
Oh,
Yeah.
Emi Sakura. Okay, round number 4.
I forgot about Dick Justice, thank you.
Wait, is it
Sam-
a woman that
Sam-
does the Freddie Mercury gimmick?
No, it's just Emi Sakura came out as she also does a Freddie Mercury
okay,
gimmick.
right.
That was it. He was like,
sorry.
wow, like her. She does Freddie Mercury. And I was like, all right.
Yeah, I'm sure I'd seen a GIF or something.
Round 4. Sam's a big fan of Super Cop Dick Justice, I believe. Round 4. Smooth Sailing Ashley Remington. Juan Francisco del Coronado. Moscow the Communist Bovine. Moscow. It should be Moscow. Moscow the Communist
yes.
Bovine. Ultramantis Black. DW Cycloptopus III. Senor Suave Ricky Bandolero. And the very mysterious ice cream.
It,
go with the
it's
last one, the ice cream.
The one you could
The very
better say.
mysterious ice cream is Cesaro.
No!
Yeah.
Okay.
He left Chikara and then came back disguised as an ice cream.
That's amazing.
Vintage Chikara was good.
Yeah,
honest. The third one you couldn't really say. I can't even remember it.
DW Cycloptopus the third. No, it's Senor Suave Ricky Bandolero. Apparently.
Oh.
Whoa. Is that a real person?
It sounded like it.
It did.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
well.
He's done really well there.
Damn, I've been out Chikara.
I wonder who DW Cycloptopus is. It's probably like a...
DW Cycloptopus?
Probably like a kaiju big battle person.
Like Adult Swim.
Yeah, Google it. DW Cycloptopus the third.
Nah, Google just told me to leave it alone.
What?
Never mind, I'll believe you.
Round 5. The Mongolian Stomper, the Swedish Angel, the Beer City Bruiser, Armbreaker Cliff Steele, Thunderbolt Patterson, Punishment Martinez, Missile Assault Man.
Swedish Angel.
No.
No, Swedish Armbreaker, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, Armbreaker Cliff Steele. Yeah.
Armbreaker Cliff. Oh, is that what you said? All right.
I'm really
Armbreaker.
bad at this. This is
Oh,
good.
they said Ombre.
A lot of these I'm recognising are Chikara. So,
Right, okay.
yeah.
That was-
I think what he's done is he's probably given this to his friends who aren't wrestling fans, where it would be impossible.
Yeah.
And finally, round 6, Mixed Martial Archie, Brain Damage, Vicious Vic Delicious, Pinky Sanchez, Playboy Pete Huge, Lady Beard, Happy Humphrey. Some of those were
Well, Happy Humphrey was a legendary wrestler.
I think
because
it's
he was
Playboy?
massive.
Playboy Pete Huge. No, Pete Huge is real.
I'm awful at this.
That was one I was going to say. What was the one after Pete Huge? It's not Pete
Lady
Huge. Pinky
Beard.
Sanchez is real. Lady Beard, I'm going to go with.
It's not Lady Beard.
Lady Beard. All right.
Yeah, Lady Beard's real.
not heard
It's
of them.
Vicious Vic Delicious.
Oh, that would have
Vicious-
been like my last choice.
Vicious
Yeah, I
Dick-
remember him from the
Dick
70s.
Delicious.
Yeah, Vicious Vic Delicious. Mixed Martial Archie is, of course, the writer who got fired by Vince over the Hall of Fame for
Yeah.
putting his name in the Hall of Fame speech of Bret Hart, I think.
Yeah, it's like, how dare you mention me, Vince
Really
McMahon,
weird.
in the Hall of Fame speeches?
He's got a famous match on YouTube now with Chuck Taylor where they walk in front of a big painting.
Oh, yes.
And in front of the paintings of like a lake or a pond or something, he goes, "I'm going to drown you!" And he throws him into the... And Chuck Taylor's
He
like,
was so good.
I really thought that was a window. Yeah. And then they both pose next to it. And he goes, wait, don't fight. Take pictures of us. And they just both pose for a little. It's really, really good. Yeah. He was really good. Anyway,
That was a great game.
It was a good game, that wasn't
Yeah,
it?
really enjoyed that.
I hope you enjoyed this bit of silly trivia. Thank you for all you do to keep your audience sane and entertained. All my best to you and yours. Sincerely, Glenn Dallas. From that state Vince probably owns a large chunk of. Connecticut? Or is it a joke about Dallas? Glenn Dallas, everybody.
Fake name that, Glenn Dallas.
I'll get that. Fair Chikara.
But it was a great quiz,
storyline.
Glenn. It was a great quiz. We enjoyed your quiz a lot.
Yeah. Fair Chikara storyline really quickly was Lance Steele, who showed up in 2005, wasn't that good and that entertaining. But then Lance Steele from the future, like 3 years later in the future, was his tag partner. So the exact same outfit and mask and stuff. To distinguish between the two, the future Lance Steele had shades on and would be way cooler than the other one because he knew what was going to happen. And the original Lance Steele got sick of this. Goes, hang on, you're stealing all my women and stuff like that. And Lance Steele needs those. He goes, all right. And they settled things in a loser must go back to the original timeline match. And so future Lance Steele lost and had to go back to his timeline.
I like mine's the one. What was his actual name? Archibald Peck. That was the name of Mixed Martial Archie's actual real character, wasn't it? There was a storyline. I'm just telling Adam this because you'll know it probably, Matthew. Where he had his heart broken and one of the bad guys stole his girlfriend. And he went away. He lost a loser leaves town match. He had to leave and everything. And then mysteriously over the next few shows, a wrestler debuted under a mask called The Mysterious and Handsome Stranger. And that was him. Or was it? I don't know. Who would have known?
No, I've never heard that before, Jack.
Yeah, but
Spoilers.
the mysterious and handsome
All right,
stranger.
Sam Driver. But yeah, good time. Vintage Chikara was great, and now it's dead.
Yeah.
Unlike our love for the Reese's Pieces, which is very much still alive, please send them any way, form, shape, we don't really care at this point, to mailbag@cultaholic.com.
It's Cultaholics.
What a lovely podcast to listen to during school, according to that one teacher. I've got one little bit left of it, and that is asking the big question this week, which is, what is going to be the best match at WrestleMania Backlash, which is this Sunday, And now we run over to the man with the scores, Jack Dawes. What is the card?
Off camera, I specifically asked to be the person who reads out the card because I'd really enjoy it.
Why do you like it so much?
I don't know. Probably
Can
like
you do it in a ring announcer voice? Like you're introducing the matches?
Do you know what? I've always feared, right, that I have a really weak voice. Thin and reedy, I describe my voice as.
No, I think you got a nice voice.
Thank you,
Be
mate.
heard
strong and
somebody-
non-reedy.
On the way to work today on the radio, who sounded exactly like Stevie Aaron, like sweet Stevie Aaron. And I asked the Uber driver, where do you think this bloke's from? And he went, probably South Shields. Is that where Stevie's from? Oh,
No,
it's like a
Stevie's
Middlesbrough.
from Teesside, yeah.
Right, okay.
But then it's harder
Do
for
it,
people...
do it in the sweet Stevie voice, actually.
It's
That'd be nice.
okay.
Because you're good
It's
at that.
Sam's the best at that impression, to be fair. It's hard for people not from that area, though, isn't it, to tell really distinct local bits. Like, I could probably tell if someone was from South Tyneside, but no, I don't even know if Maffew could. Whereas you can tell people from your area anyway.
No, I can tell someone's from South Tyneside because they'll be asking for change.
Right, there we go. There it is.
I kid, I joke. Go on.
In the Stevie Aaron voice. No, I'm not going to do that. What am I talking about?
Go on.
No,
That's everyone's been in Bullet Club.
First of all, from San Juan, Mexico.
What was it? A four. Read the story. What was it? 4 stone.
Weighing in at 3 kilos.
Was it?
No,
3 kilos.
No, we love Stevie.
Yeah, he's great.
Oh yeah, sure we
Yeah,
do.
he's a great lad. He's my second favourite ring announcer.
Jack, can you do it each match in a different announcer's voice, and then we've got to
that'd be
guess
great.
which the announcer that you're doing
Yeah,
is? 'Cause
that's the best idea Batty's ever had.
I don't even know.
I love quizzes.
I don't even know
Yeah.
6 ring announcers. Right, okay, let's do that then.
Go on.
Okay. Weighing in tonight, Damien Priest versus The Miz. There we go.
I think it was meant to be the Fink, but it sounded
was, yeah, it's crap,
sounded
that,
more
man.
like
It's
Lord
crap.
Alfred Hayes.
Oh, really?
No, I don't think it. No.
No, okay.
That
was
was
a good
meant to be.
think.
That was meant to be the thing. Thank you. Was it acceptable?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Anyway,
thought we'd
Damien
the
Priest.
next one.
How good do we think that match is going to be? Damien Priest versus The Miz.
I was probably more invested in hearing your ring announcer voice than I am for the match.
We've ruined the segment, is what we've done.
No.
Okay,
Those
shall
improved it.
I get through all these first, and then we'll say what?
Yeah, but in the
Right.
voices.
God damn. I'm struggling already. Roman Reigns versus Cesaro.
The Chimmel.
No, it was meant to be Penza.
Oh, of course. Yes. Yeah. In one.
Yeah. The Dirty Dogs. Dolph. No, I can't, lads. I can't do this anymore.
No, that was great.
That was meant to be. That was
Three
meant
to
to be
go after
Chimmel.
this.
That
We
was meant to be
believe.
Chimmel.
Yeah, that was Chim. Yeah, I got that.
Yeah, that
No,
was
you
Chim.
didn't. The Dirty Dogs, Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode versus Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio. God, I need to think of more.
Do you Ricardo Rodriguez? You can roll your R's, can't you?
I'm not fluent in Spanish though.
Do Gertner.
No. Okay, I'll try and do Ricardo Rodriguez. Excusamente, por favor. No, that's what he does, doesn't he? It sounds like he's... Because he's always kind of... It sounds like the microphone's slightly far away from him, so he's like, excusamente, you know. Why are you laughing so much at that?
It's really funny.
That was really good, wasn't it?
That was beautiful.
Ripley? No.
Oh, that was great.
The women's triple threat match anyway.
Oh.
Bianca Belair versus Bayley and Bobby.
Who was that?
Lillian Garcia, that one, I think.
That was me. I did a ring announce. No, that was me because I ring announced one match once. That was going to be my out for one of them because I did ring announce one. And Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre versus Braun Strowman. Deborah.
Oh, nice. That was
no,
good.
No, that was way too eloquent for Deborah.
Cheers, lads. That was the most. I'm
I wasn't
feeling
paying
better.
attention. What were the
awesome,
matches
Jack.
again?
No,
Yeah, I
no.
can't remember any of the matches.
Okay, right.
I mean, it's
what do you
Cesaro
think-
Reigns, isn't it?
Do you think Cesaro Reigns?
Yeah,
yours?
me is Cesaro Reigns. I think it's going to be. I don't want to say the making of Cesaro, but it's the most important match of his career. And Roman will be very, very giving. I hope that the shenanigans
Lads,
don't outweigh the
lads,
in-ring action.
Stop, Adam. Was my impression of Ricardo Rodriguez racist?
That's why I was laughing.
I did Spanish. That's my accent when I speak Spanish.
Yeah, that's fine. People have accents.
I used correct Spanish. I said, "Excuse me, please," which was the whole "excuse up." Yeah,
it's because
Yeah.
Jack, we were
Oh, I
expecting
liked
you to do the name. You know, all right. Do it, Ricardo. And you go,
No,
excuse me, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, that's not someone's name, is it?
Because all I could think of was how he sounds when he's introducing Del Rio. It's like he's Russian. He's like, wait. It's like that. So
Yeah.
The reason that I asked for Ricardo Rodriguez, was because I thought you were going to go, no, I'm not doing that. So I was overjoyed when you started doing it.
I hope that doesn't become a moment.
It's fine. I messed up on the Tuesday stream this week. And there was a question about religious holidays and which was the shortest. And I thought it was going to be which... I didn't know that at the time. I thought it was just going to be who celebrates these holidays. And Hanukkah came up and I just went, Jews? like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was right.
Jewish people.
But then people started clicking it.
Right.
Yeah.
And then that might... Yeah.
What, just you saying Jews?
Yeah.
Well, just on its own as a clip, you know? Anything can be taken out of context, can't it?
Exactly. Got to be
yes.
careful.
So sorry, Roman and Cesaro. You think it's going to be the best
Yeah.
match? I mean, do we all?
No.
Okay.
Because I think that is, in terms of match, obviously there's been stuff on SmackDown. The first chapter, the big book, will go on forward. So that'll be the first match of the series. So it'll be good, not great. I think Lashley versus McIntyre versus Strowman's going to be the match. Hype for it. Nothing like big lads slapping daft. And those are three good lads are doing that. Braun's been stuck doing Shane McMahon Gunge, the Fiend in the Swamp, and all these other stupid nonsense. Now it's like, all right, cool. I may look like just a dodgy truck driver now, but I'm still going to be able to swing people over my head and slam them.
It's that time of year when we take Braun seriously again. But don't worry, everyone, because give it about 8 months and it'll start to be nearly that time again.
That's an optimistic amount of time,
Yeah,
Jack.
I was going to say, well,
Yeah. I was just thinking when it's it's always when WrestleMania comes around, they put him in a feud with Colin. I'm going to go for... Now, not in terms of the story, because I don't think it's been as developed as Cesaro Reigns, which I think will be the best total package. But I'm going to go for just pure in-ring, probably Bayley, Bianca. If Bianca can carry on her form from that like astounding WrestleMania main event against Sasha, and against someone like Bayley, who is of a similar level to Sasha, I'd say, in terms of making people look good and getting good matches out of them, then I think that, if it's given time, could be just a great match. But in terms of the complete story and everything, probably Roman and Cesaro, yeah.
It feels like it's going to be all downhill from here for Bianca because they've done Sasha, now they're doing Bayley. There's nobody quite on the SmackDown brand at that level, is there?
Get Charlotte over to beat her.
Oh, wait, what's
Yeah,
this?
maybe
Ross
that's
is just
it.
ringing me saying Tamina.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
do
obviously.
Hello, Ross. Hope you're doing well.
That's one of my favourite things about being a wrestling fan is learning other people's... Like OSW call them boys. Like their weird favourites for no reason. Like mine's Lindsay. It's great. Ross has really kept that up as well. It's genuine now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking, right, this is a joke, right? He's like, no. I'm like, oh, sorry.
You really likes Tamina.
I think there was a comment on the WrestleMania reactions video, and I think it's really true. Ross has done more for Tamina than WWE ever has.
Yeah,
They're not
genuinely,
wrong.
probably is true. Yeah. Oh well.
Oh, well.
So we think Roman Cesaro, all the triple threat, or Bianca and Bayley. It's
Interesting,
actually
I
a
thought.
decent card, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a decent card.
A lot of obviously a lot of rematchy stuff going on because of WrestleMania and that.
Yeah.
But the quality of the matches should be really good. It'll be a good night. Only 6 matches as well. Should be a quickie.
So far. So it's
true.
kick off and whatever and a Friday Night SmackDown to enjoy now.
Yeah, true.
By the time this comes out. But you know what? That's Sunday. Right now, today, we've come to the sad conclusion of the podcast. Jack, what have you got to keep the people going until next week?
So I'll be doing a what happened at video after Backlash, a WrestleMania Backlash, apologies. And the next week I'll be doing obviously Twitch streams with Owen at 6 p.m. every Wednesday. What about you, Maffew?
I will not be doing my Twitch stream this week because my mate's birthday on Saturday. So I'm going to having a barbecue. Hopefully, if the weather stays like this, it'll be fantastic. If not,
Lovely.
wet
Awful. I was going to
sausages
have a
for us all.
barbecue on Saturday.
Yeah, stupid.
It is good.
But,
Sit down.
Nah. Well, we've got a Look, we'll improvise. I don't care. Look,
Lads,
it's
the weather's been so all over the place recently that you'd never know, even whatever the weather says. Take your chances, Maffew. Take your chances.
I'll get fun.
It's fine.
Yeah.
First meeting up occasion that I've had in a long time. So sorry for people enjoying these streams, but yeah, hopefully you'll understand what one Saturday off,
Oh yeah, the internet will be
right.
reasonable.
And look, if it's raining, make sure you send a message to the mailbag just saying ha ha ha. But I'll be doing that. And I'll hopefully be growing me beard back in because I shaved a bit of it, needed to trim it, and I trimmed way more than intended. Don't worry, back to normal soon.
Why am I saying that like I understand? Oh yeah, I know.
Oh bless you. And Pachidi, who looks good with a beard, shaved, mustache,
yeah, I had a
whatever.
shave yesterday.
And
Took too
Goldust
much
face,
off.
you look great no matter what, pal. Well done.
Oh, you're a sweetheart,
I'm
aren't you?
envious
What am I doing? I'm doing the live stream for WrestleMania Backlash on Sunday night, and there, this is my last full week, because next week I'm going back home. Friday
nice.
I've got off, and then I'm off for a week and a day. So I won't be doing the Double or Nothing live reactions. Oh no, I will. I get back on the Sunday. What am I talking about? I will, but that's 2 weeks away.
If you need someone to do that instead, I will do if you need.
I appreciate it. I've got my train booked, so I should be back on time, but I'll let you know.
Let me know.
Yeah,
Back to
no,
the
I'm off for a
island.
bit. Yes.
You know,
Land
I
of
was-
the free.
You know what? I was
Together
genuinely
we be living
I was
in
genuinely
harmony.
because Owen told me. No, shut up! I'm going to say something nice. So
Shut up.
Owen told me I'm really handsome, and that's awesome.
no, Owen didn't tell me I'm really handsome. Owen said that Adam's going to be off soon. I didn't know. I hadn't checked the holiday calendar for a while because I'm just such a grafter. So basically, he said, "Yeah, Adam's going home," and I was really pleased for you when he said that. I was like, "Oh, because you know, I've been lucky enough to live close enough to where I work that it didn't feel impossible. You know what I mean? I can't imagine what it must have been like. So I'm really pleased for you that you
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm buzzing about it. I made a right tit of myself. I upset my mum because I messaged her saying, "Oh, I'm going to be able to come home," and she went, "Oh, amazing. When are you coming?" And I joked and I went, "Oh, I'm coming tomorrow, 6 a.m. I'll only be there for 4 hours though." And she went, "Oh, I'm so excited. I'll make up the room for you." I was like, "No, I'm joking, but I will be home in a week." But she was really upset about it. But they're still they don't hate me. They're still looking forward to seeing me. I get to see my nan and granddad and all that good stuff. They're all vaccinated, and yeah, it's going to be. Oh yeah, buzzing.
Quality.
What a lovely way to end the show. Reminder that obviously there is patreon.com/Cultaholic. You can place those 3 amazing votes that we've already forgotten about.
Lads, the group chat's popping off. It's Sparky and them, the boys, right? Sparky's wants to go out after work. He's like, "Oh yeah, where's good to just walk in?" And Gilly's just gone, "Probably the Hancock. They'll have the football on." We are never going to get a seat anywhere. We haven't pre-booked. Lads, I'll be sat in the park tonight. Anyway, cheers.
What's the football game? Is it Newcastle?
Yeah, City, I think they've got.
Nice.
City.
Good luck to them.
No.
Yeah, they'll need it. Yes, as I was saying, mailbag at colic.com if you have any thoughts or stuff like that. But right now, we've been lovely, almost as lovely as you lot. Please end the show by putting your hand up to your webcam or your screen or your phone in public. Make sure you do that. And on the count of 3, say the famous line. 1, 2, 3.
Join us!